We are back with another episode of Survivors of Tarnstead. We're going to start in our usual manner of introduction. First up, we have Blackheart as...
Carrick Marsh.
We have Kronos as...
Shaxan World Scholar.
We have Hatden as...
Tilde.
We have Marcus as...
Corvus Adalas.
We have Semi as...
Gifton, Bertrand.
Gifton. Yep. We have Tobias as...
Louis Soir.
And we have me, Yuli, as your friendly DM. I almost read online to introduce Nightbot.
Online.
We are going...
It's appropriate to credit Nightbot for
Nightbot, you be here.
Yeah, Nightbot, we love you.
Ready to serve.
Even though you don't really do anything right now. Right, who would like to give the recap?
I'll do it.
Go for it.
Okay.
All right, last time on Survivors of Tarnstead, we got to listen in on the amazing adventures of Telde as he journeyed forward through time without the rest of the party. He spent time with Talal and did his best to further Talal's life, enrich it in ways that he could, and started to learn about the place that he was in history, traveling around and doing various things. At one point, he started helping out with expeditions after Talal had passed away, which was a very sad moment for Telde, as the two of them had journeyed out to the Sphinx's temple in a carriage. And Telde was not able to fulfill Talal's final wish, which was to go on a journey with Telde to see his friends. And in a way, he kind of did get some of the journey. He got to at least travel with Telde. And the Sphinx came out and said she could not carry him through, but Telde could, but Telde would have to leave the thread by itself, and he chose not to. He did talk more with the people at the academy, temple structure. I'm not entirely certain what the layout of that was, but definitely a scholarly place that Talal's legacy had left, and ended up taking various different peoples with him on his further ventures outward to go learn more about the world, learn more about people, to further knowledge and to just further life. He involved himself with the Knolls again, trying to help them, but the Knolls kind of found their own way. Unfortunately, never quite getting what they had hoped for from that initial meeting. Telde went pretty much to every continent that he could. The only ones I believe he didn't get to go to was the Amoran continent, because he just wasn't able to get there. But he went everywhere else. He met various different people. He put himself in place as a displaced noble for a while in Hexenreich. He traveled to Barast on one or two occasions where he basically felt out the area. He went down to where Tarnstead was, saw the Goliaths down there. Generally just being kind of friendly and helpful in most places until he eventually made his journey back to Zaha. During his time in Zaha, he tried to lay low as the people became more suspicious of him. He was occasionally kind of a legendary hero of this person that would just come out of nowhere and help and then disappear again into the sands. His little I don't know what you call the little AI buddy he has, because I don't think it has a name that I know of. But his little AI buddy was trying to keep his memories alive of the party, but it itself was starting to wear out with time. It started having issues with processing and had to mostly go into kind of a stasis or put itself out for several hundred years at a time, occasionally talking to Telde until it kind of just wasn't really there anymore, and the videos that he had taken were the only things that were playing. And then when the videos stopped, Telde just made little carvings of the party to try to hold on to the memory of who they were. Also, flashing back, because I skipped over this on accident, when when Hea fell and her entire civilization was crumbled by the attack of the gods, Telde got a large group of various people through the Sphinx Temple into safety and had a good interaction with the Sphinx Guard. But he saved as many as he could at the time and did what he could, but it was a mass catastrophe. Journeying forward through time, he ended up at one point running into a Lionel that was also helping kind of protecting the people a little bit. They have
Leonin. Oh,
I don't know. I can't remember the name of him.
I was sitting going Lionel Richie.
Call a
What?
cat person.
My brain went Thunder.
Leonin. Yeah.
Thundercats. Oh.
Is it me you're
Looking for.
I think
All
this
right.
might just be
Anyway,
gifting and a cat issue.
All right, so Leonin, that he managed to on several different occasions. The two of them maybe haven't talked. We're not really sure what that was, but they seem to regard each other as okay, vaguely ally, but not really hugely related. It sounded like. Telday ended up. His body is worn out a bit from disrepair and things like that, and he was waiting at the temple as the party came out. He already greeted Klopp, and then he greeted the rest of the party, but he really kind of didn't recognize any of them because his recording didn't include our sneaky appearances from Zaha past that we were all wearing still, and so we all had to like slowly start introducing each other, and then all these troves of people started appearing from the Temple of the Sphinx, and they were the party got a hold of Hea. Hea came out and was really excited. She received the eggs from Carrick. She told Gibson to take care of the little baby Treble to make sure Treble has more babies and bring them back to Zaha. Hea made a tree for everybody. She blessed everybody in the party with the ability to, as the spellcaster, get to the spells of the time magic in some way. And I didn't really understand that. So, and then Gifton used the tree to take everybody back to Beacon, because that was a good place to start the jump to get Telday to the airship. But it seemed like a good place to just start getting repairs done on Telday. Shaxan took Telday to his house and started working on him at his workshop. Gifton immediately was like, yeah, I need to go someplace, because she had left a message with wow, don't get mad about this, Raziel. Forgot your name for a minute there.
Whoa.
Gifton went to go see Raziel because she wanted to kind of catch up with him and be like, hey, no thanks, and also because she was trying to go make contact with Turiel, who she believed would be waiting for her in Winden. When she went up there, she found out from Raziel Turiel had fallen and become a demon. The two of them started hatching a plan to summon the demon to Winden. Gifton decided to get a hold of Dadriel and Carrick to come help, and then when the three of them were all together, Gifton ended up scrying and finding out, unfortunately after they'd already bought a goat to sacrifice, that by the way, she's already in town and she's looking for Gifton. So they used skywriting to get a hold of her, misdirected her to the Bald Bullfrog instead of the Bold Bullfrog, which thankfully there's only one Bullfrog tavern, and she was going to go have tea with the group of them. And did Carrick run off before we went to go have tea? Because I think he said he was going to go get baked goods.
Yes, because someone's in trouble and grounded and only got permission to assist you in this task.
Yes, you only got permission to be
Something
there
about
on
way
a
too many animals.
You guys, and we also got a glimpse of Louis Sois in the desert continent. He was sleeping out in the stables with his griffin, and eating some pork chops and various meat, and flirting with a drow girl who was bringing him food and things as thanks for his help that he has been giving from the people. And I believe that's everything that happened last session.
Yep. Go ahead and
So that is meow.
Meow. I hate it. Minus 10 DKP for Toby.
All right, did I get a draw card?
Yeah, get yourself standard inspiration, and I'm going to give everybody a heroic for doing their homework.
Yay.
Still one to everybody. There you go.
Corvus is also in Winden buying supplies.
Yes, Corvus came along.
Double check that you don't have a play immediately or anything of that sort.
I do not. I am now full on inspirations again.
I also do not have a play immediately.
I have 3 of the same inspiration.
Nice.
And I find that kind of upsetting because 2 of them are heroic and 1 of them standard. But it's
Nice.
the exact
It
same
works
picture.
on risk rules, right? You can put all 3 of them in and get something really good.
Well,
So
I mean,
that ups.
the 3
I'm
of them all
freaking
have
woman's
increased
already
your strength or
filling
dex save by 1 until end of turn. Can I just crank it up?
Technically, I don't think there's a definition of you can't play that many cards.
Inspiration time. I can just yell inspiration times 3 and increase my
Yeah.
dex or strength.
I mean, I'm in a similar boat. I have 2. I'm concerned about the GM calling shenanigans when I gain 2 extra bonus actions a turn.
Ah,
Nice.
go for it. Right,
Your time mage now.
that's nice for a rogue.
Hi!
Let's see. Okay. Yes, the tea party. You said
We don't have to do the whole thing.
we're doing a
lot
little bit of it.
NPCs. A lot of NPCs.
Yes, but we're doing a little bit because you've decided this is the course of action. So, you
And then
all
Kara shows up.
arrive in Raziel's home, and first it's a little sort of idle chatter. You can feel there's a slight edge to everything. Dadriel clearly wary of not just Taniel, but of the association between her and Raziel. He clearly finds this a bit bothersome. And she's a little on guard around him still. Raziel just seems generally uncomfortable with the presence of the other 2. And it's awkward, Gifton.
I am going to occasionally grab Raziel's hand and give it a little squeeze. And I'm gonna smile over at my brother Dadriel as
And the occasional...
Yep. You sure you don't want to just set the goat down?
No, this is fine.
I promise nothing bad will happen to it.
And then he just glances both at Raziel and Taniel when you say that.
Neither of them are going to hurt your goat.
Not unless you give it willingly.
See? If you want your goat to be safe, it is entirely safe here.
He just pets the goat a little firmer, and the goat bleats. Taniel sort of glances over at you, Gifton, and just goes, "So, I've discovered some things in our time apart, but
Yeah,
you promised me a lot more, though."
I did. So what are you interested in?
Well, I
I know
want...
everything's your favorite word to say about such things, but you know, what can I directly help you with?
First of all, you're associated with the lovely little hidden locations of the world, aren't you?
I've been finding out about them. But I mean, you kind of already know about Lawlessel because you knew that. So, I kind of know about them a bit. I have purified one of them. I did that. So I don't really know as much about those places. I know that they are temples to Lawlessel. You know Hayaslus, right?
Of course.
Yes, and they were using Lawlessel to hold her down. Houston makes a face. What do you want to know about these lost little places? I'm told there's supposed to be something under the little island.
Well, for one, I'd like to know exactly how you're related.
All right. Well, I'll lay out how brownies happened.
Okay, and she listens very intently, and she actually does pull out what looks like to be a journal. Summons a quill out of midair, which is a little odd, but happily notes what you're saying.
Do you still have the drawings of the one temple that you found?
No, yes, I do.
Can I see those?
Do you want to come to hell?
Sure.
No, Gifton, you don't
What?
want to go to hell, Raziel says.
People always tell me to go there.
Yes, it's an unpleasant place.
I do not.
Oh, it's just fine. I mean, I wouldn't let her come to harm. I'm sure you wouldn't let her come to harm. You have such weight down there. And Raziel just sort of lets out an exacerbated sigh.
All right, so it's out of the picture for right now.
I'm still though. I can give you the location. I could take you there, actually.
No, we could field trip.
We could indeed. Although, I'm sure he already has explained to you at some point the exchanges we have to do.
What do you mean?
She means the pact, if you remember our first meetings.
Oh, trades. Everything for something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What do I
Oh.
get if I take you there?
See, I was gonna try and help you find out about it, but if we can't go there, then I can't do that so easily.
Doesn't work with me, that little trick, I'm afraid. All the information comes to me eventually.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll figure out where it is so I can tell you about it. All right. So, what else can we talk about?
Well, I was wondering if you would all like another little bit of information. You have a little dragon friend. I'm sure he knows about the unpleasantness that's happening.
Yes, the madness that's
Mhm.
spreading through the faith.
Yes. I happen to have some little articles that might help him stop that.
And how would they do that?
Well, that might be revealing a little too much.
But you see, you're revealing so little at this point.
Information is valuable. It's very, very, very valuable.
I know it is, sweetie.
But I'm willing to give you a good rate on it for our old friend's sake.
We'll think about it.
Please do.
It's hard to gauge on something I have no idea how useful it would be.
Well, I know there's something that you might get that I'd quite like. And she actually glances at Raziel when she says that. Your friend here, I know he's interested in the little cache of weapons hidden in your realm, really.
What?
She's referring to the armory in Oberon's domain.
Is an armory?
Yes, we've talked about it before. I swear we have.
Mm-mm.
Well, Lalasil was trusted with many things back in the old days. And they were stored in her heaven. She was seen as the safest person to hold deadly implements.
Oh.
And I'm
So
talking
why
definitely
would-
deadly.
Why would you want weapons from there? I'm looking over it, Turiel.
Why wouldn't I? There's so much to be gained from them. They're a good threat, and threats lead to information. Studying them themselves could reveal a whole many things. Like, I am very curious about how exactly Divinity is severed. Why removal of our wings does it? Could let me find out more about that. I could see if the same thing could be done to the gods. I assume with Lalisil's fall and the subsequent corruption of her kind, there has to be something to it. It's not too unlike our corruption, is it?
I'm interested in studying how to heal it.
Oh, it could reveal such things as well.
What would you need to someone's kind of looking like she's trying to puzzle out how to ask this. I need a demon that I can heal.
You've got one there, haven't you? And she just sort of gestures at Raziel.
Yes, but I need an agreeable one.
I'm perfectly agreeable.
Would you be agreeable to getting your wings back?
I don't know. I'd like to say yes, I do, but I suppose
Of
I'm...
what we could learn.
That I can tell you something of, though.
Hmm?
It won't work.
Oh?
Do you think I've not tried on myself? I once captured a Shin and compelled them to try it. And they laughed at me quite uproariously. I thought maybe it was some boast or some refusal from them, but they claimed that without the divine essence, they couldn't reform them for me. That's something you'd need for him.
Some divine essence,
Hmm.
something pure of you would be needed?
I assume so. I did ask if I took it from another angel, would it work? And he said no.
Hmm.
So I
You know,
assume you would likely need it from his father, or something of the ilk.
Alright, well, something for me to think of there. Alright, well, what else there? So you're interested in the vault. I jerked my head back at Raziel without actually looking at him and going, he's also, of course, vying for that. And you want something specific from in there?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want specifically?
It's only a little thing. It's a small knife.
Ah,
Gilded, feathery design. Silver feathers over gold inlay.
what does it do?
That's what I want to find out. And Raziel's looking at her warily. Adriel hasn't stopped looking at her warily. I think we can manage this on our own, Gifton. We can figure out whatever she's figured out about Carrick's situation.
At the very least, I should let Carrick know about it. Like him
Maybe.
be involved in the decision.
I am simply putting the offer out there. I am not as good a manipulator as our dear friend here. I'm not going to try and twist you or coerce you into it. Just offering an equal exchange.
Hmm. Well, we will definitely keep it in mind. Now, what else can I give you that isn't the vault right now? I'll do like, we'll try to hash anything else out that doesn't go that far reaching.
Well, I'll take whatever you have to offer, information-wise, whatever you're willing to share. And who knows, maybe it'll make me reconsider the severity of my pricing. And if you want, you can continue talking with her about whatever you please.
Mm-hmm. I will, I'll continue conversation, but I'm not going to affirm a deal with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because originally I had only ever planned to just kind of catch her up of what I am, kind of shit.
Yeah, and she seems just as interested. It's odd. She seemed to press for those things very hard, but the moment you change the subject, she seems to take herself into that wholly as well, as if the other things in her past and of no consequence.
Mm-hmm.
Every little bit of information seems to interest her equally.
Mm-hmm. So I will give her other information, and I'm not doing it for a price, but I'm doing it because she did save my life, and I owe her that. So I am very cordial with her about things. I will smile at her and be friendly because I still think of her fondly.
She seems to be perfectly friendly in return. There's some odd behaviours every now and then. There seems to be a slight edge to things she says, but she acts friendly with you in return.
Mm-hmm.
Even Dadriel starts to relax a little bit. He doesn't put the goat down, even though the goat seems to want to go down. And you feel like he's still watching her, but he's no longer scowling, no longer peering at her as if she's a complete threat.
I will openly let her know that I know that some of Hayes' people have returned from the past.
She seems,
I'm pretty sure she
seems very happy to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Carrick,
Yes.
you go to get pastries, I am assuming.
I am making one stop on the way. Also,
What are you stopping for?
swinging by the bank just to pull some of my money out,
Okay, you can do that just fine.
and then yes, to the pastries.
Okay, when you arrive at the pastry shop, yep, there is a familiar chunky centaur who smiles when you come in and goes, "Well, hello there. It's been a while."
It has, Millie. How are you?
"I'm just fine. How are you all doing?"
We're doing okay. I'm in a little trouble right now with Talia, so
"Oh dear, what's happened?"
brought a few too many animals home, so
Well then, I guess that's why you're here.
yes.
Oh, it's nice to see you back in town. Is she with you?
No, she is back in Beacon with the soon-to-be children.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you.
Oh, that's lovely. Here, let me get you some things packed up. And what about the rest of your little group?
Only of a couple of us are up here currently. Unfortunately, one of our number is no longer with us.
Oh no, what happened, dear?
Cass went out how she lived fighting, but Caspia's steel shot is no longer alive.
There's a pause in her movement when you say that. She stops what she's doing, and you see her shoulders sag a little bit before she comes around the front counter, and she actually pulls you into a hug.
I'm gonna give her a hug back.
So sorry to hear that, dear.
It's been rough on all of us.
She was a nice girl.
She was.
Oh. If there's anything I can do for you, you let me know.
Thank you very much. We definitely will.
And she smiles sadly and sort of squeezes his shoulder before heading back round, and continues to pack up some pastries for you. Talia still like these?
I'm guessing she's motioning to the hazelnut.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have a feeling I should.
A whole box of these, I think. Yes.
Thank you.
And she comes back round, and as per usual with visits to her, there is now boxes being stacked on top of boxes, a small bundle for you to carry. Here you go, love.
Oh, she hasn't seen me. Oh, that's right. So, Carrick's gonna pick them up far easier than you normally did. With,
You're working out, are you?
a little more of the dragon's blood showing itself, so to speak.
Is that okay? Been hearing talk around the town about...
Yes, Talia and I are...
But the poor dear's been through enough.
She has.
Right, well, you take those, and you give my love to them, yes?
Thank you, I will. And much money?
If you reach for your coin purse,
sure.
She just puts up her hands and shakes her head.
So throw down a couple gold pieces and run.
Yeah, see what's gonna happen. I'm still gonna toss them down. I will get in trouble if I don't, and then run out before I get it back.
Come back, kid, yo!
I'm gonna toss we'll toss like 3 plat at her.
Jesus Christ! Okay.
Jesus Christ! I said 2 gold would have been a lot.
And all you hear as Carrick runs away is whoa, 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 whoa.
I guess she is missing out on the number 1 patron that she has now. So
The ever classic party comes to a place, throws off the entire fucking
economy.
we don't have change. We don't have change for platinum.
I mean, I do have.
We've already thrown off the economy of Wyndham.
I do have 11 gold. I'm out of character. Actually, in character, Carrick probably still doesn't know what he's supposed to pay for these because I don't think he has ever actually paid for them.
Panic.
So he just
You
threw
were
money.
you were a poor peasant boy at one point, though. Jesus
You
Christ.
worked at a tavern. You should have some idea how much
Not on
food
big-
costs.
Not on baked goods, on bread, yeah.
There's
You
a
do
baker in Tarnstead.
My
Shh,
God.
They just did bread there.
Okay, you're able to run out of there before she.
Best part is she has that moment of 3 silvers too much. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Hey, it's better than the 20k gold to pack you for the eggs. So,
Okay. Are you going to wait around for Gifton?
Well,
Yeah.
there's also Corvus in town. The
Yeah.
three of us were gonna have
Mhm.
people meet back up.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. Corvus, what were you doing?
He's getting coin out of the bank.
Yeah, you were doing a bank visit. I remember that.
Because he needs to pay Gifton back for an X amount of gold that no one can remember.
I believe I told you that it was your job to look it up because I didn't want to go through my.
I did. I couldn't find it.
It was in the recording.
I don't know what recording, and that's a lot of recordings to go through.
let's just write it off, and it can be taken care of out of game.
It'll be taken care of out of game. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
I
then
guess I will go through the recording and find it again.
And he's going to buy supplies from around town spell components that are consumed. So
Okay,
just make a
what
list
ones
of how
are you
much.
doing in particular?
Okay. He'll need to acquire some mercury, phosphorus, and powdered diamond and opal of 1,000 GP.
Okay, are you just doing for one spellcast? Like, how much of the diamond are you trying to get?
Uh,
I bought a lot of diamond at one point.
yeah. Well,
On a diamond.
that one I would want 2 of,
Dwarf?
So
and then 1,000 gold's worth of herbs, oils, and incense. I would want 4 of those.
Okay, so you're trying to get 2 of the diamond. Just go ahead and give me an investigation check for that, because diamond is in a little tricky supply right now. The rest of it you can get very easily.
it's weird. It's like a god siphoned all the diamond out of an area and gave it to me.
Okay, it takes a little bit of searching and going to a few different stores, Corvus. One of which you're not entirely sure is completely legitimate, but you are able to acquire that amount.
Okay. And I can do the herbs freely.
Yeah, the herbs and such are very easy.
Okay. And there's one more I was looking at. Let me try to find it again. I was going through my spell list as we're working on that.
Let's see if it's diamond, ruby dust, or holy water. That's what I need to know.
Holy water. Yes.
Okay, so you do need to get holy water.
Yeah.
Right. So you're after some holy water. Where do you want to go to get that?
This is Winden.
This is Winden.
What temples were in Winden?
Basically all of them.
All of them.
All of them.
All
Pick a
the
god.
Morgani
God.
one.
And
Don't pick
anybody
Morgani.
with Morgani. Morgani. should
Anybody but Morgani.
Definitely
Okay.
go to Morgani.
Delmiris.
And the Morgani one's probably closed.
Probably Amor and maybe Talon or Orlan.
Okay, what are you trying to hit up first?
We'll do Amor.
Okay, right. So you head to the Emorian Temple in Winden. You know what we're going to do? We're going to bring the Winden map back. Haven't seen the Winden map in a while, have we?
Oh my god.
Where are you,
We're going
Winden?
places.
That is not Winden. That is a very different place. What
Is it a spoiler?
the heck is my Winden map? Is this it? Yes.
Yep.
It's just focusing on the least windy part for me.
Okay.
It's focusing on the water.
Yeah, I was looking at different maps and half of them are untitled for some reason, even though I remember naming them in this. Right, okay, so you head to the Emorian Temple. When you arrive there... Did I mark the Emorian Temple on this map? I don't remember.
There's the Orland Temple by the coast.
I think we've only got the Ilan and the
Orland
Orlan
Temple outside.
and the Santa Temple, yeah.
No, it's marked. South, very south down here.
That's Ilan.
That's Aelin.
That's
I thought we said
We're
it.
looking
No,
for
Imor.
more.
More.
Oh, more. Okay. Sorry, I misheard.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever talked to the Moor priest.
Yeah.
We didn't talk
Yeah,
to
we
the
had
more
reason to.
priest
This
here.
is
I'm
brand
thinking of
new.
Stone in
Yeah.
Southwest time.
Yeah, indeed you are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, and the Morgani Temple.
Right, knowing that this isn't Southwest time, does it change what you want to do?
Temple?
Ilan. We'll go to Ilan, I guess.
Okay, right. So you head on out of the southern gate to the Ilan Temple. Walking down the road. That refugee flow that was here before is now long gone, it looks like. The road a lot calmer, a lot more clear around here now. And you soon find yourself at the gates of the... Not gates, doors. of the Ilan Temple. Beautiful garden, flowers blooming outside. And you... knock on the door, or you're going to head straight in? If you check it, it is unlocked.
He will knock and open.
Okay. As you step on in, you see a priest just kneeling down. Looks like he's doing some plants that are between all the pews in here. And he sort of glances up and smiles and stands up, just brushing dirt-covered hands off on. Looks like a sort of apron style thing he's got over his vestments. Or as far as you're aware, they might be part of the vestments.
Oh,
And you see Wolf.
Okay, I see Wolf, but I'm gonna roll high or low because we've been in Zaha all this time under disguise.
Mhm.
If it's high, I am wearing my glasses. If it's low, I am not.
Okay.
He is not wearing his glasses.
Okay. All right. And
Creeping people out all day.
yeah. It hasn't really occurred to you why you're getting some odd stares and people, parents dragging their children out of your path as you walk down the street. Imposing presence, perhaps. But yes, he smiles at you, and you actually see him sort of glancing and staring very intently at your face. A bit more intent than someone just sort of looking to you. But he sort of comes over and goes, "Can I help you, my son?"
Yes. I don't know if you remember me, but Corvus Adalas, I was with the Tarnstead
I remember you.
traders. I was hoping if I could perhaps acquire some herbs and incense and maybe some holy water for the spell components.
Depends on the herbs. I do have some herbs about, of course. Incense. It's unusual. What do you need it for?
It's a protection spell.
I see spell work, and am I to assume that the holy water is for the very same?
Yes.
Are you a cleric?
Kind of flexes his arm. Yeah, kind of.
Oh, what a god. You do
Don't
not
really
look
know.
like an Idun worshipper to me.
To be fair, I not really sure.
You're not sure who you worship.
I don't really worship anyone, to be honest.
And he's looking at you with a look
Squinty
that says, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, no one's really asked Corvus how he can cast clerical magic, so it's like,
Son.
Well, it's like, aren't you worried about your immortal soul, my son? My son, that's the problem here.
yeah.
Forgive me, I'm a little confused. You claim to be a cleric, but you don't worship anybody.
Mm, I guess not
Have you
directly.
made? Come here, child. And he sort of
Oh
pulls you
no,
in.
they think you made a demon
Yeah.
pact.
And he sort of puts an arm around you, Corvus.
You got big black eyes too.
And
Yeah,
goes,
he's kind of leering
do you
back.
need help, my son?
No,
If you have
I,
made a pact with an infernal being,
I have not made a pact at all. No. And
while it is not a good thing,
Technically, you
please do not try and hide it. We can help you.
he will kindly kind of duck under the arm and push off. And it kind of has that don't touch, please. No, it's complicated, but it's no deals and no pacts have been made.
And if something has given you its power freely, then that is perhaps worse, child.
I've
Please do not be ashamed. Having something afflicted upon you does not affect badly on you.
It is afflicted upon myself by myself. Is he rolling up his sleeve and pulling down the glove? And he can see the metal embedded into his arm.
Cursed artifact.
He shrugs. It's a tool.
Not strictly incorrect.
It used to be a sword. Not anymore.
It was a sword. Sorry.
He pulls the glove back up.
He looks particularly troubled, and just sort of smooths off his hands on his apron again. Not that they particularly need it, but it seems to be a habit of action for him. I shouldn't really be giving you things if they are going towards a dark purpose.
It is not for a dark purpose. It is for protection of friends and family. The people I travel with seem to get into situations
Are you
drastically.
certain you would not be the first adventurer led astray by a dark item?
I am quite sure that what I am doing is purposeful, so I can shield them from their own faults, and hopefully they can from mine.
Well, I can certainly give you some herbs and incense. What herbs in particular do you need?
It just says Herbs Alley.
Yep, you can make it up if you want.
You need oregano, thyme, and bacon.
Thyme, rosemary,
Sage?
yes, because South Dakota's full
Want
of
some of
sage.
that Mage Royal?
Sage, I believe that was one that was listed.
Well, it sounds
Sage
like
is
you
listed in
need
everything.
fairly common herbs. I have plenty of that.
Yes.
Come with me then. And he actually
Looks in the back room.
leads you out back of the little temple where there is
Carrick's spice rack.
there is a large garden here, and he just goes around very carefully plucking, snipping, and gathering up a basket of herbs for you, which he'll just sort of straight hand off to you as he leads you back inside, and he gathers up some small sticks of incense.
I remember I really liked this guy. 'Cause I took him
He's
on,
a good guy. He's the
I took him
wolf
on
man.
tree travels.
And-
He's a really
yeah.
awesome dude.
And then
I
you
took him tree traveling.
then you see him pick up a glass vial and sort of stares at it for a moment, going, "You promised me no ill intent with this."
There is no ill intent in my actions. It's to keep them safe, to provide precautions when things go awry.
I cannot offer you a lot of this, but I can give you 1 flask at least.
Okay, that is fair.
Nice
I
thing is it
am
doesn't have to be
going
1,000
to-
GP worth of holy water. It just has to be 1,000
No,
GP
it just
worth
has
of
to be
everything.
holy water. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I will have to ask. Do you know of any other sources?
Most other churches around here have it, yes, but most will ask you for a tithe to get it. And very few are willing to hand it out without cause. And my friend, if you do visit them, might I suggest you cover your eyes?
He does a half-hearted reach up. It's like, oh, shush. Yeah, I usually wear glasses.
Yes. I know what it's like to have to hide some things, but yeah. And he actually fills this flask up with what looks like to be a bottle of water from his desk, and actually just says a prayer over it, focusing for a moment, holding it out to you.
He'll take it. Is there anything I can do in repayment for this?
No, your friend has already done something for me, so I am doing something for you in kind. But
Gifton, I assume.
yes, she is wonderfully blessed. What about father?
Yeah, you should see the she made a sapling turn into a tree, and everything else around it into verdant ground full of weeds and flowers and tall grass.
I should not be surprised. The wildflower has always loved the Fae, but she seems to carry such a blessing. So, if you wish to do something for me in return, please give her my regards. And
I will.
look out for yourself, please. And if you ever need help, do not hesitate to come here.
That's appreciative. Marcus can't remember his name, so.
Perfect. Oh, you mean the guy's name?
No, I can't remember his name.
It's a very regrettable name.
It's Father Ted, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, much appreciative, Father Ted.
Oh. Go with the Wildflower's blessings and be safe.
I intend to.
And he will see you out of the church. And what's your perception, Corvus? Passive?
Passive 33.
Yeah, so you notice this. Even as you sort of head off down the street, you're aware of your surroundings. And you can hear him locking up his temple. And then not following you, but heading off down a different street. He seems to leave his abode.
What's he up to?
Oris will kind of stop for a second. And try to find a blacksmith.
Okay, what do you want a blacksmith for?
Powdered iron and silver.
Okay, that you can do, even if you actually just have to hand over some silver coinage.
And he will.
You're able to get that ground up for a bit of a fee. So you will pay for that basically 2 gold worth of work and whatever value of the amount you need in raw material.
Yeah. I will detect it.
Okay. Right. Eventually, you and Carrick are able to meet up. Happens somehow. That's the easiest way for me to say it.
I'm just basically I figure I was just waiting at the circle.
Mm-hmm. You're waiting at the military complex?
Yeah.
Okay. They don't really want you waiting inside.
Yeah.
So
Those baked goods.
Yeah.
They're driving everybody insane.
Yeah. So you're basically outside chatting idly with the guards.
Are you giving them donuts? Please.
Are you sharing?
Yeah, he'll share.
For a moment, there's that guilty look of we're here on guard duty, but eventually they acquiesce And as you're sort of eating there with them, you see Father Ted approaching.
Oh no.
And
Okay.
Get ready, you might be chased by peanuts.
and he just walks directly up to the guardhouse. It sort of gives you a polite nod. Then there's that moment of you've met him, haven't you?
Yes, not for long.
Yeah, and that's why there's that moment of hesitation on his face as if he's trying to pin your face. And then
'Cause I think you only saw him in passing when we've been using the tree garden.
Yes.
Where me
yeah.
and Care went there and like talked to him and hung out.
look familiar.
I'm probably due to our travels through the tree at the temple.
You're a companion of Clifton, yes?
Yes.
Marv-
I am Carrick Marks.
Well, that is convenient. He sort of looks towards the guards and, sorry, a moment. And he sort of gestures you aside as if, can I talk to you?
I'm going to nod at the cards and
I'm sorry, I
step aside.
just love the fact that this priest is gonna warn you that Corvus may be taken by something.
Your companion of the Hexenreich man, pale-skinned, red-haired.
Yes, Corvus.
Good thing he described him.
Yeah.
And the eyes.
Yes.
So you're aware.
Yes, he had collected those special.
I wanted to try to contact one of your party, so this is good. I'm concerned for him.
About?
He came to me asking for some items, incense, herbs, and holy water. There isn't a whole lot of use for that latter one outside of clerical matters.
Yes.
I asked him if he was a cleric, and he affirmed, and then claimed that he didn't worship any god or know. There have been cases in the past where demonic entities have given, and he sort of air quotes, divine gifts.
We have no idea what that would be like.
We only know what divine giftings are like.
I mean, technically, all of our gifts have been from Divine.
He has a strange metal lacing through his arm, and I'm worried for his soul. I'm worried that he is being led astray or corrupted. I know that the work of adventurers takes you into dangerous places and some ill actions sometimes.
He believes he is doing scientific work to harness magic, but I believe he is tapping into some sort of divinity. We have been touched by, unfortunately, and fortunately, many of the gods in different ways.
Oh, I don't mean to. Please understand, I'm not slighting your friend.
You're concerned that.
I am concerned, and I wanted to make sure that his companions were aware.
Thank you. I very much understand, and I thank you for bringing us to attention. We will.
I think it is the grace of the gods that I bumped into you. I was not sure how I was going to talk my way through into getting one of the mages to contact one of you.
Well, there's a few of us here right now.
Even the great hero Cullen was corrupted by a dark sword, and it's a common story, and one I do not want to see happen to any of you.
I want to make a roll history, I take it.
Yeah, go for it. History. It's a common fable. About 200 years ago, there was a rather famous adventurer, just a martial fighter, one skilled with arms, who was taken in by a dark blade that promised him power and ended up being his downfall.
You said it was Colin?
Cullen.
Cullen, okay.
Exact details are a little lost to time and fable, but it's common stories. Yes.
If I was, what type of thing would we keep an eye out?
Unusual behaviour against his usual nature.
There we go.
Any arguing with himself, acting under compulsion, it seems.
What do we do if that's his normal self?
He pauses briefly. Then I suggest perhaps you help him.
Mhm.
If that is his normal self, then hard lives tend to lead to that behaviour, or maladies of the mind. If that is the case, then be there for him. Try to guide him back to whatever you can. And what about you? How are you doing? I know things have not been easy for our brothers and sisters of Morgani.
We're both doing well. I'm guessing there's some communication between the priests of the different
Of course,
temples
we
here.
may worship different gods, but we all have faith in common.
I am gonna hold up the ring. It's the second ring, because I actually have two now. I didn't think about that one. I'm Talia's husband.
His daughter.
Yes.
How is the girl?
She's doing well. We're keeping an eye out for each other, and we are expecting children soon.
That is such a blessing. He would have been so happy to hear that. He was a good man. Martin was kind and patient, and it's tragic.
It is, and I hope to prevent that from continuing, but reports I have heard have not been the best, unfortunately.
Please give her my regards. She was a good girl, even if she did trample my bushes a couple of times. But what children don't cause mischief.
Yes.
Oh. In that case, I think I have done what is needed.
Thank you very much, and what time is it anyways? Because
it is starting to approach midday-ish.
Okay. You have a wonderful rest of your day.
You as well.
I will speak with my other companions about this also. Best to keep multiple eyes out just to make sure everything is well.
In that case, I will take my leave, and Wildfather watch over all of you.
Thank you very much.
And he sort of heads off, and you're left waiting there with the guards again, who sort of give you the, what was that all about? Just that curiosity. What was that, Corvus?
Eating donuts.
Eating donuts, yeah.
Just some concerns about a companion that's a little
I will
more
need to
unusual than
acquire a
others.
ruby. I don't know if you got that message. Sorry.
A ruby?
Yeah.
What for?
Spell component, non-consumable, just a straight ruby.
Okay, that's a little trickier. And you
Okay.
will, in fact, have to go to the military compound for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and so you, after doing a bit more searching about, you are directed there. You arrive seeing Carrick outside, with a couple of guards who are currently being dressed down by Thomas. As Carrick, you saw him come out, having heard that you were hanging about, and finding his two guards covered in crumbs and sugar, a bit of jam on the lips, and he is.
Yeah, the best part is they probably shoved those in as fast
Yes,
as they
they
could.
did. It was a case of we are in trouble, but we're not going to waste this opportunity. We're in trouble anyway. Yes, you watch him dress them down, Carrick, and then he just looks at you and goes, "Boy,
Boy.
don't you be leading my guards astray now."
I'm sorry, Tom.
They should know better anyway. Ah, Corvus.
Good afternoon, Thomas.
Afternoon. Didn't know you were all in town.
Resupplies.
Yes, of course. Please, we shouldn't keep you waiting out here. Come in. Cup of tea, yes?
Yeah, actually, a business here. I need to acquire a ruby, it seems.
Ruby.
Yes.
Very cool. Your party already took a lot of ruby dust.
This is not dust, this is just a ruby.
You know what ruby dust is made from.
Yes, Thomas, I am well aware that ruby dust is made from rubies, but I don't need the dust, I just need the
It's
ruby.
still a regulated material, but we'll see what we can do. Come on in. And he'll lead you in, and
The majority of the ruby dust I purchased went to make permanent light fixtures and beacon.
That was what you bought it for specifically.
I used it and I made lampposts and beacon that are always lit. That's what I did.
Actually, Carrick will bring this up as we're walking through. Well, I can tell you what I'm sure most of that dust.
I don't know what it was for. She filed out the paperwork and everything, but it's still a regulated material.
You can't just have everyone going around lighting.
I did actually have
places
some dust
up.
for myself though, but it was like only a little amount for casting.
Carrick's actually. Where is he taking us, by the way?
It's taking you to his office.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
Thomas,
Do this.
Yes.
Out of curiosity, why is it so regulated?
It was machinations of a wizard in the olden days. Created an army of himself and laid waste to, well, quite a lot of the land. Ruby dust was the main component of that action.
Yes, that's not by the way.
Sorcerer list.
The singer Lacrum?
Yeah.
Singer Lacrum?
Yeah, I can cast the shit out of that.
Guess
So we don't need more than one gifting.
God, the world can't handle that.
The plus side Carrick.
I have wish spells. I can do it without using the materials.
Well, yeah, I can do it that way.
Yeah.
Yes, ever since, there's been a little bit hesitance to have this floating about. That's why ruby mines are military controlled. Only a small amount are let out for any other purposes. Kept tightly under watch.
Good.
Doing some reading from the area south of us, I imagine there's a lot of resources to be developed with the Goliaths if peace deals continue to work out.
Perhaps. Still, though. What do you need it for?
Spell that keeps things at bay.
How to keep things at bay.
Yes.
I'm sure I can pull some strings for you. Still, drink tea first, yes? I've not seen you in a little. It's nice to catch up.
Certainly.
I have a little gift for you, Tom, for our trip.
You all do
To
spoil me
Sahara.
so.
Oh yes, I did have something of that nature as well. He reaches into his bag and pulls out a wooden flagon.
Oh, what's this?
It's it's a wooden flagon from Zaha.
Oh, wasn't that thoughtful? It's lovely.
Hand carved by a young aspiring woodcarver.
Oh, that's marvelous. Thank you.
And Carrick's gonna pull out a one of the ancient gold Saha coins that
They're
look like
brand
mint condition.
new.
Yep, and hold up. It might not be, the best thing, but a replica of a ancient Saha coin
Oh,
that I found
well, that's
when we
quite
were visiting.
oh, that's lovely as well. That's quite beautiful. Thank you.
It's a very good replica. They did a great
Yes,
job.
fine work.
The detail.
Most coins, a lot of the markings are worn off, so I assume some assumptions were made for this.
I believe so. I did not
Oh,
see.
it's very fine work. It all blends in quite naturally.
Did not see what they made it, the original that they had to make it from, but it doesn't look like the current ones. So.
Oh, whoever did this seems to know their history well. Oh, thank you.
Worthless,
And,
but I'll definitely keep it.
He seems generally happy with both of the gifts.
I mean, technically, it's worth its weight in gold.
And you are able to have a nice bit of tea with Thomas. He does put alcohol into his.
After giving the guard shit about donuts.
Yeah.
He's hearing of us. That's perfectly fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was it?
How's it looking for your retirement? Are you
Next year, my boy.
Oh
What's your
no,
plans?
he's 1 year from retirement. That's not good.
Yeah.
Next
So
year.
he's got 360 days before he dies.
And I've already been talking to Mary, and we're going to give things another try, and I'm
Aw.
looking forward to it.
That's good to hear.
You're always welcome at Beacon.
Yes.
I will be sure to visit. But frankly, it'll be nice to get out of the city and back home. A bit quieter.
Where are you from?
Oh, God, he's making me draw up his stuff again.
We know that he was up from
Oh, that's right. You were.
Leyland.
Leyland.
That's
Yeah,
right. We were to try one last
Yeah.
night.
we know about that. Yeah.
And he sort of leans back in his chair a bit, and he looks a little wistful.
Have you been able to get back there since?
No, not in quite some time. But I have many mages that I can hassle to do me favors, and communication's easy. It'll be nice to go home. I've got a lovely little farm that I don't really know how to farm well, but I'm sure I can figure out enough. And even if not, the building's nice, and there's a pond. I can do some fishing.
Not very good at fishing either.
Years
You
ago,
need to be good at fishing using a shotgun.
I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with myself, to be honest.
Spend some time traveling around without having to worry about the safety of the realm.
Yes. I was worried that my last services were going to be in a war. Things were getting bad. But they also seem to be calming down now.
Involving Hexenreich.
That unfortunate affair, yes. Tensions on our end. There seems to be a bit more negotiation now, and the Goliaths,
Right.
hoping for good things to happen there.
That is the intention.
I must thank you again for everything you've done for us. For me.
Have you heard of any new words from Hexenreich about the situation? the government
There
people.
are a few reports. There's a few scattered groups. It's hard to say there's a government in exile when there are a few that are trying to support themselves in certain regions. Apparently, that ghastly place to their eastern borders is taking people in. Surprise.
The kingdom of
The dead.
Yes.
the dead.
Yes. They are lending aid. In refugees.
That is hopefully a good thing.
There is some talk about perhaps sending some ships of our own over. I've been trying to press for it. Well, the king is hesitant, but doesn't sit right by me.
Not sending our ships to help or
Yes, not
doing
sending
anything.
Not doing anything, just sitting by.
Not doing anything. Yeah. But there
We
are
did that
ships-
once with Noran, and it ruined years of relations.
Right. But there are ships going to Hexenreich. I don't know how Saxon feels about it, but keep us informed on that matter, if you will.
Of course.
Hopefully we can find a way to stop this, whatever this effect is.
Yeah.
Still, how did your own little trip go?
I'm technically supposed to be grounded at home right now, but
I mean, aren't you
Gifton needed some
technically
assistance.
supposed to be elsewhere?
You're supposed to be in
Eh,
Saha.
Yes, we had to bring some stuff back to Beacon. And I was basically told I was not allowed to leave until the next morning due to some trouble with the missus with some stuff I brought home.
Tying up loose ends, finishing up matters left undone.
Well, then I suppose I shan't keep you too long. Don't want to get you in trouble with the missus.
Pat the boxes.
It's okay, I lied to her and said I was helping Gifton.
No, I did come to help you.
And Thomas continues to chat with you both idly.
Corvus will inform him of Cass eventually, once everything's kind of calmed down.
He seems generally heartbroken when you tell him that. You see his face fall, and tears actually come to his eyes. And he immediately sort of stands up and goes and pours a few drinks.
I think we should have told you before you found out from others.
And
We haven't actually told anybody officially yet, as far as military.
Yeah.
And he will come back with these glasses and just pass one to each of you and raise them up. Oh, Miss Stillshot then.
Steel shot.
Indeed.
Wow, steel shot. Can't talk.
To Miss Stillshot.
He was a thundery little thing. And he'll take a drink. Cassie. Up in heaven
Oh.
or elsewhere. There's something nice feeling. You're being thought of and missed, genuinely. Or Thomas.
Thunderstorms and lightning.
Or Thomas liked you.
Very, very frightening.
Didn't he want to dance with her?
He
Yeah,
did.
dance with
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, he did dance.
Yeah, and Cass genuinely enjoyed being
And-
around him because he was just fun.
And you can both tell that he is keeping it together. He's being very reserved. It's very practiced military general. But there's some genuine heartbreak.
And he has to deal with the desk.
Yeah.
Elsewhere,
I'll be right back. I had to take care of medical stuff. So.
Shaxon and Telday, that's the word.
I don't have to call him Third Day anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was kind of waiting to see what you would come up with there.
Coral Day.
You've done a lot of
And
cleaning out
robber
of
shit.
Tell Day. And patched up a few things that were quick and easy as you went. And Shaxton, now
I
you
would never be described as quick and easy. That
okay?
is slander.
Slow and hard. Sure.
Actually, I'm not sure that's any better. Shit.
And now, Shaxton, you have this small rounded orb that you have in your hands that you've pulled out of his chest. It's got some arcane runes on it, as well as a few gems set into its surface, polished down, smoothed, so it's part of the rounded hull. This is the little AI companion. Currently, seemingly on minimal power and inactive.
What would I need to roll to try and figure out what would be the best starting course of action with this thing?
I would. What tools do you have, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. Then go ahead and give me. Even though it's not intended its purpose, it always ends up being used by this, and they fucked up with the gnome, so we're going to do it too. I want you to do Tinker's tools.
Okay. I just got to double check to see if I get advantage or anything for it. Got expertise already. Mending, heat metal, critics at the time. Okay. So, no advantage.
Has heat metal, that can't go bad.
Tinker tool, and I'm starting with intelligence.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, 19.
I'm going to, just in case, Flash of Genius size up to a 25.
Okay, so you Flash of Genius is up to 25. You're able to figure out how this opens up. There's a few little latches and screws which are easily able to undo, and you expose the inner workings, and immediately you see fractures. There's a few of these strange memory crystals that you've encountered plenty of times in your career within him, and two of them seem to have little fracture marks on them. It's hard to tell what's done it. Stress over time, maybe heat exposure, cold even could have done this. But with how long Tell Day was around, it just seems something may be wore down on it.
Yeah, age.
Mhm.
Would I be able to set about starting to repair the cracks, fix that sort of thing, or
you
is it something
think-
where I have to get new parts?
You would need to replace these parts. You think maybe you could probably imprint the magical information from them back onto different crystals.
Okay.
You know that you have some of those from the Hexamite base that you raided. You'd have to work them into the right shape and enchant them properly, but you think it's doable.
Mm-hmm. It does mean I need to get back to the airship, though.
Yes.
Okay. Strax will take and very carefully place that on the side, turn to Telliga. I can repair it. Your friend, I need parts we have only on the airship currently, from the base that we were at before.
But you do have them.
I do have them, yes, and I'm fairly certain within a nominal margin of error that I should be able to repair the parts, exchange out what needs to be exchanged, and make sure that he is as he was, or they were. I do not know what they identified with.
I never exactly asked.
It is fair. How about you? How are you holding up?
I appear to be in nominal condition.
I figure with 10,000 years of living, you would understand what I mean with that question, not try and give me a coy answer, Telday.
I have been continually doing maintenance. It is important to be able to continue the mission.
Do you need information on those we traveled with, what we were doing, that sort of thing? Anything to fill in any gaps that you currently have?
I think I will need to sit down with each of the members and reacquaint myself.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps I may need latitude in breaches of memory.
That is fair. You have, as I said, had 10,000 years in which we were not sure how anything would affect you, quite frankly.
I have been telling the stories to an extent, but there is fear that by telling, I've altered in my memory the story. I may not have it exact anymore.
That the tale replaces the truth, yes.
That it is altered in the process of retelling. Embellishments and required alterations for the situation.
Also understandable. I can help you with information about myself. As for that, I would not dare to stand in for the others, given I do not know them that well either, if we're being quite honest. I can also, for why we were in Zaha otherwise, I can give you reminders of that to make sure that you're up to speed with what it needs to go on. And of
Yes.
extra companions that we have picked up along the way or bid farewell to.
Yes, I would like to ensure I have the information correct. You are of the species dog and come from a place known as the Moon, correct?
You still have to believe you're very hard to tell when you are joking.
I have no idea why it would be so difficult to tell. I am obviously joking. Can you not see it on my face?
No, you still have the plate in the way of your mouth.
I could remove it, but I am not sure that that would assist you.
It probably wouldn't.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, Shax will
You've broken the GM.
Shax will then give Telde whatever information he can for catching him up on why we were going to Sahal, what our current goals were, the extra people such as Taldi, Dadriel, things like that.
You start catching him up and just talking back and forth, trying to give him what you know. Okay. Louis.
Yes.
That's all right.
Each vehicle decides it wants to rev as it goes by.
You're sitting there having finished your meal, just sort of relaxing with your griffin, giving it some maintenance, you know, making sure its feathers are in nice order, that it looks as good as ever. When that nice, chill, nighttime Sahar air almost becomes electric, ever so slight, almost imperceptible, but with all the danger you've been through, every little change alerts you. And then the horizon lights up briefly, and you see a beam of light piercing up into the heavens. And then flickers and pulses and stops. The night time returning.
I'm looking over at Tressa. Right. We're going.
There's the tilted head of the griffin and that sort of little beak clicking, little squawky, curious noise.
And Louis going to get armored up, get her barding on, and going to head in that direction because anything that big is going to be a problem.
Okay. Looking off in the direction that came from, over on the horizon, you think it might be quite some travel, but better sooner than later, right?
Yep.
And you make sure you've got your supplies and provisions before setting off in that direction. Gifton.
Yes.
Okay, good. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh,
Yeah, you were coming through pretty quietly.
sorry.
Yeah. Before long, the conversation is winding down. It feels like you've hit a point where that freely given information is starting to pump into those areas of valuability, trade. And rather than pushing, Turiel just sort of, puts a chin on her hand, spilling about this now empty cup of that she was given for refreshment. He goes, "Well, you need to think about things, yes?"
Yeah, I need to talk to a couple people, I think, and think about things.
I hope you know I don't mean you any harm.
Oh, of course not. You saved my life. Could have killed me a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, though.
It was.
People change, but you don't seem to have. I wonder why. And she says, quite jokingly. Before she sets the cup down and stands up. Right. In that case, I should take my leave.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure to see you. And what's the best way to contact you? Are you usually running around up top, or are you mostly down in the hells?
I'm mostly down there, I'm afraid. But, well, I'm sure he can give you some rituals to contact me. Contact doesn't require quite as much sacrifice. And she sort of makes a sort of little sympathetic face over towards Dadriel and the goat. Dadriel just frowns a little bit.
Oh, I kind of expect him to hug the goat more.
All right. Well, that'll be good, because I'd like to keep in contact with you, you know?
Yes, I think that would be very nice. Hug for old time's sake.
And I will give her a hug.
And she hugs you in return. And then she goes limp in your arms.
Oh no! Are you okay?
And Adriel stands up in alarm, and Rezil gets up a lot more slowly. And just comes over and sort of helps take some of that weight off of you. And looks like she's
Just
left her
something
host.
limp. Oh. Oh, that's right. Vessel. That's like, yeah.
Just those different for demons. And you actually see him just checking on the wrist. Then just looking over at this now unconscious woman, seemingly that he's holding in his arms. I think she's been dead for a little while.
Just makes a pained face.
I'll handle this.
No, it's my fault. I should.
Not your fault.
I mean, it kind of is. I'm the one that gave her the thought to come here, right? So.
He's gone up frequently before. It's not your fault.
Hell, at least I got a lead on something to do.
Yes. These are important. We need all the ones we can get.
You know, Care, I think, still has some of your power.
You think that'll work?
It's worth a shot. And I know Care wouldn't mind. Probably. So.
I have his
It's not like
power.
he's-
There is a flickering light that appears in the room as Rick Beale manifests.
Yeah, but you need that, Ricky.
I have his power.
That'll be fine.
Yes.
We're gonna have to look
We'll
into how
figure
this
it
is
out.
done. We need to make sure whatever we do is safe for anybody involved. Okay? No one would want anything bad to happen, right? And also, we got to make sure we don't waste it.
Of course, nothing bad shall happen. Yes. Raziel looks genuinely upset for a moment as he looks over at Rick Beale. Don't think about that, please. Yes, well, his power might be enough, or there will be other means.
I mean, heck, we got the Cassie's mom purified, and that wasn't something that the Dijin apparently realized could happen. So, I mean, they're tricksy creatures, and there's probably lots of ways to do this. But the thing is, we know there's alternatives, and there's lots of ways to do this.
Exactly. Cassie's mother, old Lodicilian world of power. That's Lord knows that we are encountering those.
Yes, and you're getting all sorts of I smell of Dadriel powerhouses of Lalasil power. Maybe we can figure out that we can forgive shit and make things better or something. I don't know. It'd be cool.
Yes. We will figure something else, and
we'll figure
even if we don't,
you won't become a demon. I promise you. I won't let it happen.
he smiles softly, and I know you won't. Right. Well, that was a
Experience.
Yes. Not the worst tea party I've ever been to, I must say.
Well, I'm sorry to have put the three of you through that, but it needed to happen.
4.
And I'm really
What about the goat?
Yeah, that Joe actually says 4.
Oh, I didn't think that the goat really minded being at the tea party. I thought it was really putting the rest of
I don't
you
think
out.
he liked her.
Oh. I'm sorry.
And he pets the goat a bit
kneel
more.
down to the I look over at the goat and look directly at its eyes and go, I'm sorry we put you through that.
And Dadriel just nods and pets the goat again before sort of hugging it a bit tighter. And the goat, I'm going to take it with me.
All right, you do that. And Dad,
Still can't.
This daughter, it's a very strange nickname.
I'm sorry. Do you have a preferred one? Do you want me to call you Real or A or I don't know,
Father.
what-
Daddy.
Daddy.
Or I guess I'll just say Dadriel each time. Would that be better?
Dad's fine, but so is brother.
All right. Well, brother. There you go.
That's my nickname.
That's both. Yeah. I'm sorry. He kind of claimed that one. So.
I suppose Dad outranks brother, so we'll stick with that then.
Oh.
And Raziel frowns.
Oh. Now I'm gonna basically have daddy issues. Oh.
Especially.
I'm gonna shake my head and go. I'm trying to have a serious conversation with the group of you. It's very hard.
Sorry, I don't handle being unsettled well, and that was unsettling. Not.
She saved my life when I almost died. Not too long ago, and I mean it was a long time ago now, but it was very recent to me. And she saved my life when the angels were coming to.
You remember her fondly.
I do, and if she hadn't come to get me, I would have died with Cassie. And she frowns, and I don't think I got to tell you that Cassie died. 'Cause they were looking for a Nephilim, and me and Cassie, we both kind of look.
Of course, yes. I'm sorry, are you okay?
I think we're all in the camp of we have to be, right?
But it's okay not to be as well, sometimes.
Yeah, it's okay.
Can't always keep our guard up.
Yeah.
And he actually
Right.
gives you a sad smile of, yes, I understand.
I know that I'm not what you're hoping for, but
Oh, and he steps forward and he pushes the goat into Raziel's arms and gives him a look of, don't hurt
my
it.
goat.
Yeah.
My goat.
Before he actually hugs you and lifts you, Gifton.
Mhm.
And he sort of holds you tightly and goes, you are everything I could have hoped for.
I don't know. You looked a little aghast earlier when I told you I wanted to summon a demon, so I'm not entirely certain You might be a much better liar than Raz.
Would you be aghast if one of your children did something very wrong? And would you still love them?
Yes.
She'd be more surprised if they did.
So they're not contrary.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying I'm probably not what you're expecting. So you're
Expecting it's very rarely related to what we need.
well, I am very blessed with a very wonderful family, and I want to make sure that you both know I'm here for you. Okay.
And I am always here for you, especially if you're going to be consorting with demons.
Hell, I will say that, most Fae are probably demons, so you're going to have to rein me in quite a bit.
It's a disconcerting notion, but a valuable one. I don't think her suggestion of trying to figure out demonic corruption is entirely unfounded.
No, I think we should figure out. I mean, I've been thinking about this, and maybe I'm overstepping, but I'm thinking we need to think about what we're hoping for beyond what we're dealing with. I mean, survival's great. It's great to go, hey, we're doing what we have to do to survive, right? But what are we surviving for?
There's little point of stopping things if we're not going to create a better world anyway.
Yeah, so we need to have something that we care about that's going to be there for us at the end, because I'll be honest, I'm going to be really sad if the two of you take off to go be archangels and serve gods, and I'm just down here with the rest of the Fae, and I don't know, like if are we just going to be left in the lurch? I want to fix them too, and I want us all to still be together.
I can't promise that I'm never going to leave, but
no, I mean, you have duty. You have.
I know.
You both have duties, and you both have bigger pictures to do. But
But I'm not going to abandon you when you need me. And we will figure this out, and we will help those that need to be helped.
And we need to help. I mean, that's the thing that hurts me the most about this is there's so many of those demons down there that they stood with Lalasil when she fell, and now
They don't deserve to be down there, Raziel pipes up.
Yeah, none of them do, and they deserve a chance at redemption. And maybe they've done a lot of horrible things since they became demons, but that doesn't change the fact they were wrongly punished, and they deserve a chance to be right again, to actually have the freedom to be who they are and not what the gods decided they are.
Raziel sort of sits back down and you can see him rubbing his chin a bit. I think perhaps once our timeline with these blasted dragons clears up, I think an excursion into the Feywild might be a worthwhile consideration.
Alright, but I'm not going out in there without my brothers.
No, it's not like I am, not like I'm going to be robbed of any usual immunity to things, am I? So, why not?
Mm-hmm.
And their ability to harm angels or not, of course I will be there.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't know. Dadriel might be okay in there.
I might.
But
and even if not, it will not stop me anyway.
All right, well, I've got to go muster this back together. Just to warn you, Dadriel and Raz, you probably already understand, but until they took the long way around, he lived through the last 10,000 years. He didn't really remember me when he came through. When we came back. So I don't really know how much he's going to remember either of you. Which, I mean, great chance for first impressions again.
Yes. Maybe he'll trust me more this time round.
Was that Raziel?
Yep.
I gotta laugh. Well, maybe I can actually figure out how to put the best foot forward this time. But
Oh,
right.
for us, we barely know each other, so it'll be nice to reintroduce myself.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, the two of you be good, and I'm gonna pat the goat and go. And if you need some place for this little goat to sleep and be warm when you can't get it around, I have a nice barn at my house with 3 little sheep and 2 cows, and it can hang out in there whenever you want. And I promise no one will eat it or use it for a blood sacrifice.
Maybe. I was not entirely sure about taking it back to the Goliaths.
They might eat
Because
it.
they will probably.
I'm fairly certain they will eat it.
Yes, if it wants to come and be a big brave protector for my sheep, it could come hang out there whenever you want it to. Okay. Or it'd be really popular in Zaha.
Good idea. I'm going to go see Care. And he gets straight up.
Don't tell him you saw me. God damn it, he's gone already. Fuck.
Right.
I look up.
For you to protect. Why are you bringing me a goat? Your wife said it would be safe. What? She was going to sacrifice it. What?
Gifton's going to turn over to Raziel and go, so, love my brother so much, came to see you before I saw my husband.
Oh, dear.
Never doubt that you are my favorite brother.
It's never a consideration.
Okay.
And he smiles and
I'm
sort
gonna
of
give him a
just
quick hug.
he hugs you back. Right. Shall I walk you back through the compound?
I would love an escort by my big brave brother, who I trust with everything.
Yes, and I would love somebody to deflect any wrath that might be cast my way for repeatedly leaving my post.
Well, you had to get the deets from me that a member of the Tarnstead group passed.
Yes.
And we can use that for a little bit of solemn.
I suppose I need to inform Thomas.
Gifton just invented a slang word.
Also, she kind of frowns for a minute. Do you think that Rick Beale could give a look over of Corvus for me?
Certainly, but why?
The things Dadriel's been saying about Corvus to me, like he was extra worried about. I mean, I kind of shrugged it off because I figured, well, Corvus did kind of look weird to me and Rick Beale a long time ago, but stuff the Dreamer said, because I told you I talked to that, right? I talked to the Dreamer.
Yes, almost forgotten about that.
Yeah. Anyway, so stuff the Dreamer said, just he's very attached to Corvus. And I mean, I want to know very quietly about this. I don't want to upset the Dreamer, but I want to know, I
mean, the fact that it was it possessing somebody, or was it?
It was inside Carrick at one point and possessed
No, I
him.
mean that one.
It said it was part of that. It was a part of him or her, and that sometimes it forgot, and it was that person.
So it's manifested.
Yes, it's kind of like how you went sleepy by, maybe, in Razem, where you're kind of not there, but you're there.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if maybe Corvus might be that way too. He might be a vessel.
Maybe. Rick Beale, come with us, and you're going to stick with Gifton until she dismisses you. And Rick Beale just bobs, and of course.
Yep. And don't worry, I won't keep you away from our favorite brother for too long. I promise.
Good. He needs much watching after.
He does. Lots of it. You're making sure he gets to sleep on time, right?
Of course. He needs to be reminded that he is now requiring sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I swear family is going to be the death of me. Right, let's go.
Alright, we go.
When they always are.
And he will walk you back
Sleeping habits are gonna be the death
to the
of you.
compound where the guards who when you arrive at the gates, they look very sulky. There's that sort of pensive pea face. Miss Brockett, just Grace, sir. And there's Sutton's sharpening and saluting. Nothing is the matter. We were just keeping up watch, guarding. Yes. Rezio just looks at them.
James and go, are you folks being unnecessarily harsh to the guards lately?
I don't think I've said anything to them recently.
If he's doing anything to you, you let me know. I'll complain.
Nothing is being done, ma'am, except dutiful guarding. Okay, they're just
Alright.
being strange. Let's go. And he leads you in, and he makes inquiries at the front desk as to where your companions are, and you are directed up to Thomas's office.
Alright, I'll go up to Thomas's office.
And James just knocks on the door, and the rest of you hear that knock, and Thomas just looks up and goes, who is it? It's James, sir. Come in. And James leads you in, Gifton. And you see Carrick and Corvus there.
Streaks of alcohol.
Yeah, and a rather sad-looking Stenhouse.
I'm gonna walk over to Stenhouse and just kind of try to give a hug and go, "Oh, I'm sorry. Did you get told? I was telling James."
And he sort of pulls you in with a single-armed hug, Gifton. Yes, they told me. Tragic.
Yes. Sorry, I stole James away because I wanted to let him know because I didn't know how we were gonna officially.
No, it's fine. It's fine. How are you holding up?
Well, we're carrying on with the mission, sir.
Good. Always got to keep an eye on the mission. Still, you all need anything, you don't hesitate to ask me. And the family, did she? What was her situation?
I look over at Corvus and go, I believe Ascending was sent to her
Yes.
brother.
It was.
Yes, and
It was received and
they are grieving.
expected results.
Which I'm assuming the property will change hands to her brother?
Yes, and if there's any issue with that, you just send them my way, and I'll make sure it's all sorted.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, sir. I think the group of us are kind of taking kind of a day to just get our heads together because we don't want to run right into
Of course.
trouble with your heads clouded. But I thank you for taking care of these two here, and
it's always a pleasure. Always wonderful gifts, and
oh, how smart of them!
yes.
I haven't even got I have like some very sheer fabric and some colored pencils, but I don't think you're interested in either of those. I was picking those for the kids.
There's a slight reddening in his face when you say sheer fabric. Before he chuckles a little and he goes, Miss Graystill, your freight
Maybe
presence is
something
always
for
a
the
gift.
missus. Oh, thank you. But we'll try and keep in better contact. Cassie had our walkie-talkie, didn't she?
Radio.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, fuck.
So you need.
I mean, it's in her house.
Well,
I
that's
had wondered.
It was in the Bardo. It's even
In the
worse.
Bardo.
That I can
It was
sort out.
Stolen.
that I can do at the very least. It'd be good to do something. Right, come on, let's get you your blasted ruby. You're not making any simulacrums, are you? And he says that as if he's addressing Corvus, but he's looking at you, Gifton, as if is he.
I
don't think he's capable of it, but I could.
Both Giftons respond,
Don't say that when you're requisitioning rubies.
I'm not requisitioning a ruby. I'd tell you if I was making simulacrum to the ruby.
It's just and he just makes a sort of sip it motion at you, and just then puts his fingers to his
I've
lips.
shown you I got this really neat Jin blade when I was over in Zaha.
Ah, Jin, marvelous. That's disturbing.
What we don't want to know about.
Oh, I look over at Corvus. Oh, you need to deal with that still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are certain
Yeah.
things that we are supposed to enact on here in the military if adventurers are dealing with, so I didn't hear any of that.
Hear what? I didn't hear nothing.
Follow-
Can I get my ruby, Thomas?
I am guessing these are not a problem.
Sir.
You
Point
could
up
probably
to-
get away with giving him a sapphire and telling him it's a ruby. He won't know the difference.
Slow
To be fair,
turn
I
to
don't
get
know the
this.
difference really in either.
Why
And
do you do this to me?
Someone in this party, out of character, is screaming right now.
Yes.
and
Probably.
Yeah, we get you your ruby, I'm assuming.
he leads you all down to the usual requisition spot, and you see a familiar quartermaster down there. And Thomas goes straight up to him and goes, "Man, latest radio set forward. Six people." He's looking at you curiously.
Yeah, 6 is probably smart.
Sir, we're not supposed to hand it out to adventurers. Six of them. The latest, right now, right in front of me. And he's tapping the quartermaster's desk. Who's just giving him that look of, "I'm not paid enough for this," before he gets up. And he goes to the back.
You know, I've never tried
I
this.
have one other matter to bring up. Well, it's just I kind of look at the 2 military people and the 3 of us, and I go, well, it's just the group of us. Are we going to keep being the Tarnstead Trading Company? There's a lot less of us from then now.
I think your new fellows should be honored to join such a thing and carry its name.
Technically not a member.
That'd be technically, actually is. I was just saying, is anyone actually a member other than us 3?
Yeah, it's just the
Nope.
3 of us. That's why I was saying. do you
You're
wanna
actually
keep
the only
it?
3 in the Tarnstead Trading Company.
Yeah, we're the only 3. I think we.
He's a
might be
military attaché, and I'm a
Care
refugee.
might be, maybe.
Yeah, I just kind of going.
That Kier
it's
was.
something I thought we should think about at some point. I don't know.
It's a good point to think about.
You carry the
I guess it
identity you want.
If you think it's still all right, Thomas, I feel bad. You know.
I think it's a fine name, and just because
Just
because some are gone.
Yes, it pays respects to
those that have come before.
Tarnstead as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just us, it is everyone from Tarnstead.
As long as Tarnstead Trading Company is alive, so is the memory of Tarnstead.
No, for Tarnstead then.
Where's the radio?
You know, I got said house. So, is there going to be another princess party this year?
Probably. Want to come to another one? Oh, it was fine having you all there.
Oh, I would love it.
Thanks back of the past
Oh, I
lives
shall
of
make sure
spares.
that you get some invites.
How?
Oh.
Thinking about timeline, like how far out is that?
What?
Don't ask
No,
me.
we're-
So far.
We're actually in Melodil. I've been keeping track of the calendar.
I know where we are currently. I don't remember when that was.
Melodil
Before where we are
is
currently, Powers.
2 weeks from the princess birthday.
Nice. Okay. Yep, I will make sure you get invites. And
Thank you so much.
the quartermaster returns and sets down a crate on the desk. All right, the latest model as you requested, sir. Well, marvelous. Right, and he actually just picks it straight up and goes, "Sir, you have to sign for it, please. The James handle that." And James just goes forward and starts signing the paperwork with that look of, "Yep, this is going to land on me, isn't it?"
Familiar.
And why did you let them have those radios?
Where did the other one go?
And you just hear James
Yeah,
mum.
this won't be his. Thomas is like, in a year, this won't be my problem.
You just hear James sort of mumbling, "So sorry about this, Bill.
Oh God, we need to actually apologize to the Capays because they gave us the original one, didn't they?
They gave it to us, though.
Yep.
A gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides, I gave it to adventurers. There's got to be some assumption that something might happen.
They also weren't expecting to get it back.
Yep.
I gave it to us permanently,
okay.
so it's
Okay.
not like we didn't have it alone anymore.
Okay.
And he
I'll go teleport everybody out where we gotta go.
he carries this to the teleportation circle for you all, and then sort of hands it off to Carrick. Right, give my regards to the others.
We will, sir.
We will.
And you stay safe, all right?
Of course, so not exactly in a dangerous duty here, am I?
Anything you want to offer me to pick up?
I'll get back to you on that.
All right.
I've got mages to contact you with.
I've got a sending stone to you.
I'm not going to waste that.
All right.
What is that? Let's take care.
Well, I know that there's at least one great
God.
and powerful mage that I know that's quite good at sending.
Oh God.
Smile at James.
Yes,
I am now-
yes, of course.
Out of character, imagining that one of those desk drawers just pulls open and is just entirely full of sending stones. Had no idea which one's which.
Or unorganized and start rattling.
Oh, actually, do keep an eye. You're buying things, right?
Yeah.
Any unusual coins?
Okay.
Of
Sure.
course.
The most unusual I can find.
Yes. If you find anything from the Noel dynasty, please. That is rare.
Knoll Dynasty. Okay.
There was quite a period after the collapse of the Draconian Empire there that the Knolls oversaw things, and the coins minted there were rough, crude, but valuable. Weren't many.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye out for one of those, and we will use our contacts as we're able to. But I think we're closing in. We think we're closing in. So
Marvelous.
so.
Closing in on what? I don't actually know what you're doing there.
We are chasing after the scientists that stole a bunch of the Warforge.
Really?
How do you not know about that?
Frankly, I've not been overseeing that case, he says, looking at James.
I think it was in the meeting.
He was in the meeting
I
for
have-
Beacon.
A lot of responsibilities.
Oh. All right. Well, we think we're finding your rogue scientists that ran.
Oh, that
off
should
with
make
your
Talday happy.
research. Oh yeah, he's beside himself with thoughts.
Well, when you find that scientist, you kick the bastard for me, won't you?
Oh, several times, sir.
Marvelous.
Might not leave any teeth.
Great travesty what he did to those poor souls, and just rebuilding those hallways was annoying as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Right, well,
That little bit of the Fae problem
hey,
there, but you know.
keep it, actually, no, I do have to ask, James, why do you smell like goat?
That's my fault, sir. I kind of it's a Fae thing. When you come to tell your superior officer that somebody died, you bring them a goat, and James informed me that was very inappropriate, and I had to go let it go. We had trouble.
He scratches his head a bit. Very odd beliefs. Oh, very well then.
Do not have
Have
faith
fun
in
keeping that one in
soldiers.
order.
We'll make note of that.
I'm actually quite apologetic. I didn't have a goat to bring for you, sir. I probably should have brought another goat.
I do quite like goats.
They are pretty nice.
I don't know if I should have one in my office though. I wonder if I could have a goat in my office.
For last year, sir, have a
probably-
goat in your office.
It
That's
probably would make
fair.
What do you mean
True.
Last year.
I'm retiring.
Oh, congratulations!
Yes. I'll have a retirement party and I must invite you all.
We'll bring the
love to go to
goats.
that. We'll bring some goats.
yes, marvelous. Sir, are they teleporting or not? This is a secure area. Oh, shush it.
They've been holding that spell for a while. We should go.
Yes, give my regards to everybody. Yes,
Hey,
and he hugs tightly and then shakes hands and waves you all off as
Right,
the
wave
rest
at
of the Yeah, and soon enough you are arriving back in Beacon.
Mhm.
And yes, and the rest of your evening Unless there's anything you guys need to discuss amongst each other.
When I get a quiet moment, I'm sending Ricky back.
Okay. Did you want him to look over Corvus?
I'm assuming he's doing it right now.
Yes. Did you want to talk to him about it or anything once you arrive back in Tarnstead? Tarnstead, Beacon.
I'll wait till we get separated and quiet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just kind of like find out if he looks.
So you bid you tell Carrick and Corvus that you see them later or so on, and start heading back to yours. Maybe I don't know where you're going.
Yeah, I didn't know if we were going to the airship or not. I'll tell them if we're going back to the airship, meet me at mine. But I gotta go drop the quail egg off in my chicken pen. I'm gonna have my chickens sit on it because you can do that. Chickens will sit on other eggs.
So let me know when you're ready to go. I have to finish up a few things.
Well, come to my house when you're ready to leave. Because I'll be waiting.
All right, that's fair enough.
We probably should check with Shax and tell Day to see if they need to stay overnight to begin with. I probably should stay overnight looking at Box.
Well, I will take whoever wants to go back to Zaha as soon as you are done, but I'm going to go drop off this egg and kiss my husband and hope that Dadriel didn't just get me in trouble. Oh, by the way, Satoriel, she's a demon. That happened. I'm going to go because I feel sad now.
That's marvelous. Okay.
Yeah.
And as you start heading off, Rickville doesn't appear straight away. It seems to wait until there's not people around, what with the deafening screeching of doom.
Is Rickville following Corvus around because he can't see him?
Yeah, it's not so much following you. You actually see Rickville hovering about Gifton.
Gifton.
Yeah.
Our friend is with us now?
Oh yeah, he's with me. Or we have something we're gonna do at my house.
If a little ball of fire and rings can bob back into prize, that's what Rickville does.
All right. Well, I guess more the merrier. I'll see you later then.
Yep, see you later.
Rickville actually bobs in place for a moment, Corvus, as if trying to... He keeps moving towards you and then back towards Gifton.
Communication is hard in these matters. Is he wanting this? Do we need to go to someplace
Permission.
quieter?
There's that sudden and deafening, painful sound.
Sounds like happy little birds to me.
Yeah, well, not to me. Can you say that again, Rick Bill?
Would like permission.
For what?
Oh, I think permission means you would like permission to inhabit someone's body in order to talk to you. Do you want my permission, Ricky? Because I freely give you permission, Ricky.
Is.
Okay. He said he wants your permission. Purvis.
At a moment.
That disturbs me on many levels. I'm not going to lie. That's...
What?
I've always never really agreed with that.
Okay, so then you don't give permission.
No.
All right. Sorry, Ricky. Just want to give you
Weird.
permission.
The same thing that happens with...
He used me, Ricky, or no?
We should go.
All right, we go. Bye-bye.
And obviously you see that Rickville hovering off with Gifton.
Why did he want my permission?
And when there's a free spot, Gifton, he actually manifests himself and comes down to sort of eye level with you and just goes, he is not human.
So he's completely changed?
I have never seen anything like him before.
Oh, so Dadriel was right. All right, thank you. It's not much I can do about it, but let our brother know, and thank you for taking such good care of him. I know that, you're closer to him than I am, but it's good to know that somebody's watching over him,
May I confide in you?
Yes.
I worry for him. I love him dearly.
I do too.
He has been getting angry at things.
He has.
There is much frustration building. Frustration, anger, negativity. These are poison. They are corruption.
We need to find ways to give him happier thoughts. Can he really not hear my prayers anymore, Ricky?
He cannot.
I
am sure that you can find a way to help him.
I'm sure I can too,
But if you cannot, please do not hesitate.
Hesitate to what, Ricky?
I am his divinity.
But it's just Care. Care has some of his divinity too, and
Care is imparted power. I am his soul. Part of it. This is what cherubs are. They are split from the same fabric.
Is that what we are?
Yes.
I know he would never want anything to happen to you.
He has
and I
had
don't know
many.
What that would do to you.
I would cease.
He has had many what?
He has had a long time with me, and he has made all of the decisions. But he comes first. Maybe that will be my decision. If it comes to it.
Well, let's see if we can try and find another way first.
Of course, I do not wish to cease.
I don't want you to cease, and I'll be honest, I don't think that he would be happy continuing without you.
You have brought much happiness into his life. I know you would make sure he stayed happy.
I would be very sad without you.
That is very kind of you to say.
You're the only cherub I know.
Cherubs are not important.
I mean, technically, you know a couple others.
I am not important compared to him.
He makes both of us feel important, I think. Though, right?
Yes. And that is why he must be saved.
Yes. We will save him. Together. Okay?
Yes.
I promise. We need to find a way to make this work so he can be happy and you can be happy. Okay? But I accept what you say in your decision. All right? But
thank you.
Let us try other ways first.
Of course. Other ways are preferable.
Other ways are definitely preferable.
Would you like to pray to me so that I can give him your prayers?
I would like that. I'll pray to you. But I'm going to keep praying to him because
I think he would appreciate that gesture.
I'm still praying that. As maybe somehow they'll reach him on a deep way that he'll know, or maybe it'll embolden him, or I don't know. I mean, I want him to know the moment he can hear prayers again, my prayers are there,
Of course.
All right, you go back to him, Ricky, and you make sure he's okay. And I know today was pretty rough on him, probably all that demon stuff, but
I do not think he likes being reminded of the past or what possibly awaits.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to not let my dog growl like that. Angry dog in the
They smell goat.
Yep. I don't intend to have him exposed to that again. I don't want somebody teasing him for that. As soon as she started, I kind of felt bad.
Perhaps she is not entirely guilty for her nature either.
No, she's not. She's trapped by what's been done to her. Do you think you're you and Raz's father?
I have never understood Miris.
What about, you think Lucy would help?
Lucifer is an enigma. I think he would help, though.
Do you think Raz would be mad if I talked to him?
Yes. But I think perhaps he can be mad.
Alright. Well, I will talk to him then. And you will keep my secret. You'll see the one secret you keep from Raz, alright?
I have kept many secrets from Raz.
Oh, you sneaky little cheek.
I am him, of course.
Point taken.
Point taken.
If a cherub
Well,
could
you're
smile and look smug, it does.
Gifted looks amused. And it must be really neat to have an angel that you're connected to.
It was.
It will be again.
Maybe.
Alright, well, get back to him. I gotta deal with a family explosion of great magnitude. Did the kids make him feel happy? Maybe we can nag him to come by and see them more.
I have never seen him more happy.
Well, maybe I can talk him into babysitting the kids.
I think he would
Long
like
period.
that.
Yeah.
I think
Me and Kara need a night out.
you do something for me.
What would you want?
Encourage him to retire. He thinks his position there is valuable, and there is merit to that, but I think he should get away from it. It is now more than he can handle.
I think it is. And I think being someplace with people who know what he is and can help would be better.
Yes. Perhaps when you return.
Yes, I will talk to him when I return. We will try to talk him into that, because heck knows I could definitely use a watch angel over my my little family. Especially if we're going to be going into the Fae.
I would also appreciate him being here so that I may watch over your family as well. I
Yes,
liked being with Care.
Did you?
Yes.
It was nice having you along with us.
Yes.
Alright, now you be good.
Of course.
And keep our secrets.
Always.
Alright. Goodbye, Ricky.
Goodbye, sister. And he
My brother.
vanishes.
Okay. Well, that felt bad.
Yep.
Right, you are able to head in and finally see Care and your family, who is very overjoyed to see you.
Yeah, drop off an egg out in the barn.
Yeah, which confuses him, but if you explain where it's from, it's like, Carrick, okay, yeah.
Carrick gave me an egg and wants me to hatch into a thing.
Then there's that sort of curious prodding of, so that real came by.
Yeah, there's that explanation of, I had to meet an angel in Winden, and it was on a timer, and oh yeah, Cassie died.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of sadness about that.
Yeah.
Do you tell the kids that Auntie Cassie died?
Auntie Cassie went away.
Auntie Cassie went away, okay. Right, you get some, she can bring gifts.
Yeah,
Drop off all the
coming
presents I
back.
brought for the kids, all the colored
Yeah,
presents.
there's so much happiness.
Yeah.
Right, back in Sahar. Louis,
Yes.
you're riding through the night air, and it's dark. You've gotten sort of used to this, as most of the Saharan life is in the night time, and it felt only right to start melding into that yourself. That you're there, quite chill, flying through it up high on a griffin, almost biting even through your fur. But as you're heading towards the direction of that point of light, which is a little troubling to try and figure out where exactly that was, because it was on the horizon, it happens again. A large pillar of light striking up into the night air. Again, on the horizon. But give me a perception check, please.
Okay, give me a second. Waiting for the character sheet to load. Perception.
Okay, you look at the sort of mountainous ridges that it's happening from behind, and you start trying to landmark things so that even once this vanishes, you keep on course. I'm fairly confident that you see some landmarks that you think can help keep you guided towards it. The light actually lasts about 5 seconds longer than it did last time. And those pulsing flickers are stronger, as if it's holding its form a bit more steadily before it shuts off.
And I don't have sending. Do sending replies expire?
Technically not. That is actually one of my crafty tricks that I like, which is just to hold a reply.
Oh, I have two.
Mhm.
So I'm sending a reply. Which direction did I head out of that town?
You've head west out of that town. And you know that this facility was supposed to be to the west.
This is Louis Swa, heading west now. Unknown pillar of light beyond horizon. Possible facility. We'll update later.
Okay, you then get a reply of, Louis Swa, do head there, and keep an eye out, scout it. Hold this reply, report back to me. I will direct others to you.
What was it? Repeat that again?
Basically, the voice of Trill saying, go scout it out, investigate, keep this reply open. Do not reply, and she'll send.
Do not reply. Okay.
Yeah, she'll direct people to you. Okay, so you continue in that direction.
Yep.
It's hours of travel, Louis Soir. At one point, you do actually have to set down with the griffin to let it rest, sitting on top of a sort of large, craggy rock face that you find a sort of smoothish part on top of, letting her settle, catch her breath. And as you are resting there, it happens again. Bit of light and more intense this time. Shooting up into the air. Now from this distance you can see the sort of cloud cover it goes through, disperses a bit around it. It's actually a physical force, not just light.
Oh, this is bad.
Again, another 5 seconds of steadiness added on top. Solid 15 seconds of this pillar of light existing now. And no longer does it pulse when it dissipates, it just shuts straight off.
And I'm on a mountain ridge looking
not quite a mountain, but yeah, those large stony formations.
So
On a rise.
Yeah, rise.
I'm
That's the
higher
word.
than I would be. So is it still beyond the horizon?
On the horizon almost now. You think it's a little hard to. You don't think it's past the horizon, but it is hidden by the fact that the terrain is craggy. It is rises and falls. No, not over the horizon now. You are getting closer.
I'm looking over at the catbird.
Mhm.
You still good? Hungry?
The bird, when you ask if it's still good, sort of puffs its chest out in this sort of proud gesture of always good. But then there's that sort of puff up of feathers when you mention hungry, and that little chattering of the beak that nibbled at you.
I'm going to pull a ration out of the saddlebags and feed it to her.
She gulps it down quite quickly, and once she's done so, she actually does that little lean towards you. She does the crouching down over the lower body that you mount.
All right. Doesn't look like it's too much further. Let's get there. You have better vision of the terrain. I'll let you find us a place to hide.
There's a
Scritched head.
squawk in reply, and once you get on, she takes off, flying that direction once more.
And just in case, I'm pulling the safety cord on the lance in case I have to pull it.
Okay.
I'm going to continue flying.
You spend another couple of hours in flight. Strange enough, that bit of light does not reappear. The timings, you feel like it should have about half an hour ago if the steadiness of the other ones were anything to go by. And then another hour passes, still no light. Until you hear the bird squawk a bit, and then her wings sort of tilt a bit as she starts taking you downwards.
And I'm going to lean in so she has less resistance.
And she settles down onto a not quite a ridge this time, sort of a, those really sandy rocky hills where it's all blended in with each other.
Mm-hmm.
She lands you on the side of that you were flying towards, and she seems to crouch down low.
And I'm going to hop off, scritch, and then as stealthily as I air quote, peer around rocks.
Okay, so you start clambering up a little higher, and she lands you a bit low, and peer up over the edge of this ridge, and there you can see a large building. Sort of, there's sand that's risen up over the sides of it, almost covering the top. Looks like it was built near a hillside, but not quite into it. But the rest has been covered up by sand, except the front. There is this clear facing. Looks like almost like a hangar. And around it, you can see guards patrolling. Watching for a few minutes, you count about 10 guards carrying rifles.
Any particular faction? Are they the Hexenreichers? Can I tell? Are they locals who just happen to be armed?
You got dark vision, right?
Yes, only out to 120.
Yeah, and it is colourless, I believe, as most dark vision is. Yes. Give me a perception check. 14?
14.
Okay, it's a little hard to tell. At this distance, the markings are hard to make out. They don't seem to be wearing uniforms, that much you can tell. The rifles look like they might be of Hexenreich make, but that doesn't guarantee the faction they are. They could be locals, except you don't see drow. There seems to be a mix of humans, elves. You see a dwarf at one point. But otherwise, nothing to really distinguish them.
All right. I'm poking back through and pushing the sending out.
Mm-hmm.
Found facility. Guarded. Non-indigenous. Heavily armed. Potentially Hexenreich. How many hours flight would you say? About 8?
About 6-7 hours.
And we'll also report a 6 hours flight west from X town.
Yeah, and as you're saying that, the sun is starting to come over the horizon. You want to shift your position? You're going to stay here? What are you going to do?
Sun's coming at me.
It's coming up.
Dawn
is breaking.
West to east.
Whichever would be most accurate for this setting. We're going to say the sun rises in the west.
And so it's coming up against me. Final words in the reply: sunrise hiding.
Okay. Not too long after you send that out, you get another sending to you. It says, hold position. I'm going to scry you. I'm trying to get people right to you. If you feel it, let it happen.
And I'm also going to scribble out information in the sand in front of me for her. Basically what I saw of the facility and where I saw guards. And then I'm going to wait.
Okay. All right. Gifton.
Yep.
You're sitting there with Care, and just talking idly about things. Don't know if you're bringing up a certain blacksmith yet.
Maybe.
No, he might have been going.
He might have noticed a certain necklace is gone.
So details. But yes,
there is a hand gesture about somebody's figure.
Yeah, he seems mostly bothered by the fact that he didn't get to partake. Fey jealousy.
Yeah, that fey jealousy comes up. Yeah. I start teasing him
Come, that's not fair. That's when you suddenly get a voice in your head, Gifton. This is Trill. You definitely remember me. Kind of need you all. ASAP? Is that what you say? Yes.
I'm gonna pause for a second, look at my husband and go, it appears that an emergency has come up and I'm needed back in Zaha. Leave him a big kiss and go,
what? You can't tell me all these details and just leave.
I know, but hey, if a big drow lady comes by and you don't speak her language, speak her language in a different way. Eyebrow waggle, finger guns, walk it out.
There's that look of gonna go take a cold shower.
Wait, finger guns? Oh my! Surprised
finger
those caught on.
Finger bows.
Crossbows.
Finger
Crossbows.
Finger bows.
That sounds uncomfortable to try to crock your finger in that.
I'm going to respond to her and say, sure, where do you need us? I'll get everybody rallied back together. Where are we teleporting to? What do we need? And then I'm going to use a backup sending that I haven't used, because Corvus sent me a sending earlier and I never responded. Corvus, we are being signaled by an emergency back in Zaha. Gather everyone.
What?
Well, yeah, there you go. Okay.
That worked. Thank you, random person on the street.
All right, that works very well.
That was actually you yelling.
You get a reply back, Gifton of outside the cave. The trees. Please appear there.
Will do. And I will go to Corvus's, I guess, or wherever, looking for people. I'm assuming we all gather up.
Oh, poor Carrick has to.
Yeah.
I'll go get Carrick if you go get everybody else, Corvus. We'll assume that got communicated.
Yes, certainly.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go get Carrick.
Okay.
One thing that is changed. The was it bag or chest of clothing? Chest. All right. The chest of clothing has been opened. The cube of troll flesh has been evicted from it. And the sample of the angel blood is in there now.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna.
Wait,
So-
you don't have room for both?
You go.
It's filled up the whole box.
Carve a hole in it and put it in
carve a
there.
hole in the top, put it in there.
Oh,
and
if
then
you
put
embed
around
it
the
within
middle.
the troll flesh, it will heal over it and be extra hidden.
Yeah.
Or you can just pour it on top. Nice marinade.
Yeah.
Alright, so Gifton goes to get Carrick. Carrick, you are
Is
able to excuse yourself from Talia. The pastries have helped pacify things a little bit.
I am going to pat Talia on the shoulder when I see her and give her a commiserating look of, I didn't want this either.
And
Carrick's going to give a sad hugging kiss goodbye.
yeah, she
was actually
hugs.
looking forward to
Yeah, it's so
night.
sad. She hugs and kisses you back to ask you to be safe, and then Gifton, she asks you to make sure that he doesn't actually get off too easy. And yeah.
Just I'm just
Just
glad
reminded
we
he's
didn't
in trouble.
Just glad we didn't come back with anything else.
So don't let him come back with more.
I won't. Got a finger crossed behind my back that Carrot can see. Bow right briefly.
Pharrell is also sort of there, being very attentive. It seems to actually be paying attention to the conversation, and just licks your hand commiserately. Carrick.
Pharrell.
Oh, Pharrell, you're getting so big.
Pharrell seems to like stand proud when you say that. You know, head high, tail lifted.
I'm glad you aren't chasing me around anymore. I couldn't keep away.
Goofy dog
Don't
smile.
Don't chase me. Don't.
There's a little bark.
Question to the GM.
Uh-huh.
Chase?
Did Talia put on the necklace? Or would she have?
Yes.
Also, Gifton is wearing the weirdest necklace that does not blend with anything that she's wearing.
Oh, don't worry, Gifton. You probably noticed the necklace on Talia that reminiscent of the crystal Telday gave you.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I approve. Mine was meant to match my Zaha eyes.
Why, Carrick? Why would you
Okay.
do this?
But eventually, you are able to
There
get
was a
yourselves
gift.
away.
There was
All
a
right,
gift
we get
from
over to go
Saha.
see Telday and Jackson.
Yep.
Knock, knock, knock.
Jax will open the door and go, good, you're here. Are we able to
Is
make a
Purvis here
trip to
yet?
the ocean?
I've
Yes, I'm
just
aware.
arrived. Hi.
Oh, good. How's it going,
I'm-
Jax?
I am most of the way done. There's a few things I need on the airship to make final repairs.
They are going back. So
Unfortunately, we are going straight back to the cave. It's kind of an emergency. Trill got a hold of me via sending. Do you remember who Trill is, Telday?
No.
Light. Drow lady married to.
She was the drow woman I told you about with the tiefling husband. Well, one of mates.
Tiefling and Drow.
Rinson Denora's
Oh, yes.
wife. Are you gonna be okay?
I am working in optimal order at this moment.
Jackson
Or
mentioned she
current
had a big
condition.
hat.
Was that those are just randomly talking to
No.
Okay.
I mean,
Now,
Like, wait,
not
fuck.
mention that. Now I'm
Sorry.
just going to imagine that she's turned into some giant vampire lady.
If at any point you think that you're not up for this, you let us know, Telday. 'Cause
Yes.
I appear to be firmly upright.
That sounds like
I frown a bit and go, okay.
Had 10,000 years to refine his comedy routine. Fear him.
Yeah.
Jax is very dryly states like, he's had 10,000 years and apparently gained a bit of a dry sense of humor.
he had a dry
see.
sense of humor to
I
begin with.
was in a desert
But
for
the
the
discussion
majority of
works.
that period. It is quite difficult for it to
Um,
be a wet sense of humor.
Right. Well, I'm
Oh
opening
my
up a tree
God.
doorway outside. If the group of you could please come along. Just to catch you up, I did make contact with Turiel, the Talon angel, from before. She's had her wings ripped off since the last time we saw her for standing and fighting with the Saha people when the gods attacked. So she's a demon now. Sarah Winden. She's okay. Ish. Kind of.
Yeah, I'm assuming I was able to get the docent into enough of a state where it's not going to get
Yes.
any worse
Yes.
currently. Okay.
I am sorry that I did not save her.
I'm sorry, I didn't either.
I do not know if I encountered her.
Hey, he saved a lot of people, Telday. All right, let's go
Yes,
save.
should
Let's
be
go save
proud.
some more. All right.
Yes.
And Gifton's going to open up the way in the trees.
Okay, you open up the way in the trees, and it's starting to get dark here in Brass, and then you step out into morning light
Oh,
in Sahar, where it's hot.
Oh man, this is such a thing for Treble. Treble went from it's dark in Sahar, it's light and winded. Now it's light again here.
So much food. Happy Wiggles.
It's getting to be a little chubby starfish on my shoulder.
so much light.
It's like to see the little tentacles are just going light again. I'm getting like a pat on my cheek of I love you more than ever.
This is endless food room.
Well, here, Trouble, do you want to hang out on the cave side here really quick while we figure this out?
Treble trills at you, makes happy cutters.
Before she left.
All right, we'll let him hang out on the cave side while we...
Yeah, I assume she did a child check. Most of the children were pretty easy to make sure they were in place now.
I'm just going to hand Rinson to Rinson when I get in. That's just how it works.
When you arrive in the cave, there is a trill. No fire here this time, it doesn't seem. And she sort of glances over at you all and goes, marvellous. We have... You're looking at it different. And she says, looking at Telday. You tumbled down a hill?
Several times over the years.
Need to oil those joints, Telday.
That sounds hilarious, seeing Louis's mouth animate to it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Caden just appeared there. I'm pretty sure that's the crack.
Well, good news for you. We have found that facility.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That is certainly good news.
So, you want to be the gallant man going to stop that Nazi man and rescuing your people? I don't actually remember the particulars. But yes.
No, I am not a man. I am of a different form of existence.
Oh. Okay. Well then, do you want to go be a savior all the same?
Yes.
I suppose.
You
It
seem
is a duty.
far less enthusiastic about this than you were last time you were here. Well,
10,000 years do change many things.
is he okay?
He came back
He's
the long way around
okay.
from our trip
He's
through
a little-
the temple.
Oh, that's very
Needs to get
unfortunate.
back.
Have you told him what
I
he
am
is doing?
functioning optimally.
What did you say, Trill?
Have you told him what he is doing?
We should.
We don't really. Yeah.
Well, we know. Until we are. Well,
He's noticed he's
You-
rescuing his people, right?
I have filled them in on what is necessary.
Oh, okay.
Is your
He came the long way around because he couldn't go back into the Sphinx's temple from the past.
right? I must ask: are any of you capable of opening up a portal without trees?
Yes.
Okay. So if I use a scrying bolt to show you a spot, you will be able to go there. Or am I
You
going to have to
cannot,
use a valuable
Corvus.
scroll?
Purvis, we cannot. If we can't have Telday travel through.
Right.
Unless
Never mind.
Unless you want to leave that someplace, Telday.
It is my duty to protect it.
Carrick, can you teleport to someplace you see?
I can only use circles.
Okay, valuable scroll it is.
I could use valuable sword either way.
They have scrolls, and don't worry. Right, let's see. And she actually goes back over to one of the shelves and sort of starts pulling scrolls. Going, no, not that one. No, not that one. Becky, where's the portal one? No, it's not there. Oh, right. And she sort of digs around at the back of the shelf and pulls one off. Right, okay.
Oh my.
Okay, Louis. You Someone's trying to
Yes.
scry on you. Do you want to fail that check?
Yes.
Cool. Yes, Trill goes over to what actually looks like a basin setup and sort of runs her finger along the rim where you see these little runes lighting briefly and the water within it seems to shiver, and then anyone that wants to come over and see will see a sort of rocky sandy hill and a lion man standing there.
Gifton's eyes tell stories of her emotions.
Also, Hadwin is with us. Just
Yeah.
clarify.
It is him.
And in that
That
same
boy.
instant, Louis Swa feels that he is literally doing the biggest flourish and blowing Trill a kiss.
Such a charmer. Right,
Gifton looks horrified.
yes, it's quite aggravating, but he has his ways.
And
He
who is
seems
that?
effective. What have you been using him for?
He made his name in the resistance, fighting against the invaders, and as of recent, we've been helping each other out. Started working with him not a couple of years ago, just trying to clear up these bastard odd jobs, scouting, combat, whatever is needed if he is in the area. He has a bird, a flying bird, a cat bird.
Griffin.
Suddenly finds her
Yes,
way
Griffin,
behind
thank you.
Corvus and Carrick.
It's quite good for earlier sighting. Right, shall I send you there?
It's a cat that rides a cat.
Okay.
Oh, yes, you
I'm
don't like
sorry, I
cats,
was not
do you?
able to
That is
stop
right.
The invaders.
Oh, be fine, Gifton. Do not worry.
He is quite nice, if quite a flat. Right, well, she looks horrified. Okay. She unravels the scroll and starts and she casts a spell from it, and yeah, a sort of shimmering portal appears not far from you guys.
I think this is the correct action.
Yeah, let's go.
We'll just pat Gifton.
Gifton is literally shaking.
It will be all right.
Go through the hole before it closes.
Yes, going through. You got part
Going
reinforcement from Telday. It's what you wanted.
Right. Okay, and then you'll step through the hole into another part of Sahar. Louis Soir, you see a shimmering. It doesn't actually look like a portal from the side, but you do see a shimmer in the air, and suddenly materializing are 5 people. A dragon man, which immediately that looks like a Hexenriker. A armored person.
Do I know
Some
the armored person?
you do. You've seen him before.
Okay. Not going to start beating on people.
Yeah. A you're wearing your glasses, right, Corvus?
Yes.
Yes. A red-headed man steps through, well, quite smartly dressed, not in the fancy way, but just in a orderly fashion. And then there is a fancy dressed man, who's quite handsome. You've seen handsome men before.
Harwin.
And
And
then
Hadwin.
and then Hadwin comes
Yeah.
through, which that's a thing.
Which Gifton is coming through last because
Yeah.
she had to go out and get trouble.
Yep. And then coming through is you've got your ring on, don't you?
Oh yeah, that ring's never
So-
coming off now. Never coming off.
Yep.
Rest of the campaign.
A red-headed girl with 2 creatures on her shoulders. One a little pseudo dragon, you've seen those before, and this strange little octopus. What is that? Don't know.
Starfish? Not sure.
Yeah. And then that shimmer vanishes behind them.
Bonjour.
Golden dog.
Tog.
Hello.
Greetings.
High five.
Yeah.
What's a pet?
Barastians. Peachy. And Louis was walking over to the spot where he spotted everything. So, I assume you are here to help?
Correct.
Excellent. Well, on the other side is the ridge is the facility, which I believe is the Hexenreich locale that I've been hunting for. He waves over to the sand. That is the god postings I last saw.
How many?
10, armed with firearms.
How long have you been here?
It took him about an hour to arrive since you last talked. So you've been here,
hour and a half.
So you have not been able to ascertain any movement in terms of guard posting times?
No. However, what caught my attention is the fact that the giant column of light kept splitting the sky last night.
Is that
Yes.
his interest?
Yes, considering it just wasn't light, it was also blasting the clouds.
Coming from the
Like,
sky or coming
Making
from the
clouds, or
No, pushing clouds away. I haven't seen anything like that in years.
oh, like a force?
coming from the ground or coming from the
As
sky?
far as I could tell, it was coming from the ground and it was pulsing afterwards. But then it just stopped.
That is not a good sign.
No. Either they had figured out what they were trying to figure out, or something broke, which will work in our favor.
So, Telltale, the objective here is to do what? Retrieval, destroy, kill, save.
It would be best to limit the number of casualties, as they may have useful information.
And if the others are not here, we would need possibly to get that from them where they are.
If it comes to it and we do kill them, there are ways to talk to them after. Just don't have it right now, so it will be later, but it is an option.
It would be best to avoid it. They may not be as cooperative in death.
I find that you just have to piece together the clues.
So I am to assume, as Louis Swab points at Telde, Soldier points at the human, Necromancer looks over at the dragon, a mechanist points over at Carrick, and you are?
I am a mage, is the best way to put it. As he tucks the wings a little tighter in.
Cleric, actually.
Young lady with the copper hair.
Kronos, you have it reversed.
Archer.
Okay. So we have a full house then.
I'm assuming you're a Cavalier of some repute.
I am. In these parts, I am occasionally called the Red Lion. It is a stupid title.
Has he read it all?
No.
How are you not burning up and all of that?
You get used to it.
Perception checks, everybody. Perception checks, everybody.
Perception.
120 feet, but okay.
Perception. Where's the button? There's the button. And just in case it actually matters, I'm 60-foot blind.
Fuck me.
Oh, good. It
Look at these
did only
rolls.
click it once.
Gifton? Yeah. Fuck me. Okay. Corvus.
Gifton, I'm so sorry you only got 25, the lowest roll of the party.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted.
Corvus, you will
by
hear this like everybody, but you will not see it.
Yeah.
There is a slight thrum of magical engine, very, very soft. For some of you, it's slightly familiar, and it takes a while to piece together where you've heard that noise before. And then you all see it rising into the sky. A couple of men with these strange apparatus strapped to their legs, flying up into the air.
I assume Shax understood the noise fairly quickly.
Yes.
Given I used to use one.
And with that perception, Shaxton,
So.
that is Hexenreich technology. That styling, that is dead on what you have seen many times.
Mm-hmm.
They do not seem to be looking your way, but they are going up into the air.
So they're over 120 then, since
Yes.
Corvus can see them. So okay, so not smacking dispel magic. Actually, hold on. What is my meta magic feeling?
We are going to lose our element of stealth very soon.
We are going
I assume the something's moving.
They have those flying
Where am I,
skis.
Jack?
Like,
to the GM. Are they within 240 feet roughly?
We'll say 230. And going up fast, so immediate 230.
Shall we surprise them then?
it sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Draw my bow with whatever you're doing.
I'm going to use my meta magic to distance spell.
Okay.
So that's okay. This is that fun thing. If it's been a little while since I've actually had to cast a spell, so how many points is this thing? 5 base. I have not used meta magic in a very long time, so
I think most of us have used action in a while.
so 6 points. Okay. So I'm just gonna cast it 3rd level. But I'm gonna try to hit one of the
Okay.
apparatuses with dispelled magic.
In that case, I will need a roll.
spell check. I figured that. So it is
I'm also shooting an arrow when he does that, since I could probably do that at the same time.
spellcast check.
And I'll be doing 2 shots with the lightning launcher, one at each.
Okay. What's the range of your lightning launcher?
300.
Cool.
So I have to ask because I don't remember.
Uh-huh.
On just gender ability checks, there's no proficiency, correct?
No.
Okay. Want to make sure I'm hitting the buttons right. 24.
Okay. Right.
I hope it's under 12th level spells.
You can see vaguely at which one Carrick is gesturing. Do you want to shoot at that one, or are you shooting at the other one, Gifton and
Okay, the
Chapin?
other one.
Other one?
I'm shooting 1 shot at each.
1 shot at each. Okay. 22
Yeah,
at
it's-
his or 32 at his.
32 it is.
Okay. Right. Gifton, your arrow sails through the air and hits one of them firmly. Okay. Arrow
Oh.
equal to 8.
If I didn't hit it, I'll hit this too. Just
I didn't have my angel thing going, so I'm just gonna do trip shot because I don't use it enough.
just so it's in the list.
Yeah.
In case it
But-
comes up.
Right.
I still hit with damage.
You
so I'll
do
that.
indeed. Gives the damage.
Where's that?
Okay. You see this one person that you hit, Gifton, yelp in pain as this arrow sort of actually, cuts through part of their uniform, clearly slices the leg, doesn't dig in, but hurts them.
Mhm.
And
erupts
then
in vines.
erupts into fines, which seems to jam into the strange metallic boot that he is wearing. And he flounders in the air. Strange enough, he does not start to fall, but he flounders. As they have hover indeed. Shackton, immediately afterwards, roll your critical damage, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
You shoot a bolt of electricity at him, which hits squarely and seems to actually just blast off part of his uniform. You can see this sort of charred flesh underneath. He's not down, but he's hurt. Your other bolt hits the other one, who then immediately starts to fall as Carrick's despellation takes effect.
Can I roll the damage for that one, or assume the fall's probably doing the job?
He's going to plummet to his death.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that one hits the ground with a sound that, Corvus, you can hear it as well, a horrible crunch. Which
he's dead.
Yeah, take some of you back to the body that was dropped in on your guys' camp a couple of, well, actually quite a while ago for you time-wise.
Yeah, many. It was technically
last
one day
night.
ago.
Yeah,
yeah, but it actually like 6 or 7 days ago now.
Right, and at that point, we're going to roll initiative, and that is actually where we will then end for the night.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, so let me bring up a counter.
Map.
Actually, you know what? We're going to roll it next week.
Okay.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah.
As a note, because I forgot to turn it on, the damage on that should be 2 higher.
Okay. Coolio.
I technically don't have the docent working, right?
Not right now, unfortunately.
Alright, so I'm gonna have to keep some things. Either I have to alter them or just keep it.
Which part? If it's crit stuff, just go ahead and keep it.
Okay, yeah. Crit range.
Yeah. Just none of the triggered abilities.
I'm gonna say right now that only worked because we haven't actually had a night rest yet. Because spell magic's going away as soon as I can get a rest.
I mean, I was going to shoot him anyway. So.
Oh yeah. No, it's being replaced with something else.
Right.
But
so yes, we will do that next time. Oh wow, I can't speak. We will do this same time next week. Everyone take 3,000 XP, and we'll do this again. Ta-da!
Thank you.